All right, a Friday edition of The Zone right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Jason Anderson with you, Sterling Holmes, and the Drake heading up until 2 o'clock. 4 hours we've got your jam-packed show today on a Friday because it is football season, and when football season is here, that means we have packed shows on a Friday. Matt Derrick will join us at 11 o'clock. We will hear Todd Lebo and Lee Sterling break down the games coming up this weekend. We have football, actual football, week 0, couple of local teams in action coming up this weekend, 11 o'clock for K-State, and, of course, the Kansas Jayhawks right here on Sports Radio 810 at WHB tomorrow, getting ready for Fresno State opening up the new booth. New booth tomorrow. Brand new, beautiful, upgraded booth.
Open the phone booth, baby.
That's exactly right. The booth. You know what I've always said? Jaden Daniels, he could, or Jalen, he could
or
break
Jaden, both.
Any of them, any of the Daniels. Chase Daniels, Chance Danielson, Jaden Daniels, Jalen Daniels.
I guarantee you get a message to say there's no S, idiot.
There ain't no S. I'm pretty sure I watched him play. His name is Chance McDanielson. Pretty sure I know who it is. When you combine all of the different ways that somebody said his name, you get Chance McDanielson. There was Chance Daniel. There was Chase Daniels. There was a Chase Daniels son. And there was a Chase McDaniel one time. So you get Chance McDanielson is what you get. But Daniels could break ankles in a phone booth. I think he could do that. And the new booth opening up tomorrow, so we've got it right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. TV side on Fox, but K-State and Iowa State open up the college football season. Todd Lebo, Lee Sterling open up the football season with their conversation coming up later on this hour. Matt Derrick at 11 o'clock. Mick Schaefer joins us at about 12:30 or so. We got the cuts. Next Friday, we'll be starting our conversations with Kendall Gammon.
Let's go.
Looking through life upside down.
My goodness, Fridays are going to be packed.
It's always packed. But we have made it to the football season, though. It's a final Friday without actually talking about football games. This is the first actual Friday of the football season in which we're discussing actual real games that count coming up tomorrow. So very excited, and we'll talk some of that throughout the show today. Coming up at noon, we'll go through the local teams' schedule and figure out what we think the final records are going to be. We'll look back at what the three of us, at that point Dylan, did last year at this time, and what we picked for the three local schools, what the record was, how close or how far away we were on our predictions with the final record for those schools. So, and we'll do that, of course, for this year as well. 913-912-4810 is the text line, 913-912-4810. Obviously, we talked some Chiefs today with the game coming up tonight, final preseason game coming up tonight, and a Royals conversation that we can have right now. By the way, text right out of the gates. This is fun. 913-912-4810. Text says, Jason, just wanted to say a big thank you again to the Orioles for taking Adley Rutschman over Bobby. And it said, especially after signing Adley's replacement this morning. We'll get into the Samuel Basayo contract and the fun parts about that. Text says, when do we get Cynthia back? 2 Wednesdays.
Yeah.
So she starts the Wednesday before football season starts.
She has confirmed.
So the 5th? Yeah, so
she's
September
confirmed.
5th. She is confirmed for
and,
September 5th.
And she said, let me quote. I got to quote this.
Quote it.
Quote the Raven.
Nevermore. Nevermore.
She says, quote, can't wait.
Can't wait.
Bart Scott.
She should have put parentheses Bart
Scott. I wish you would have actually.
Anytime I text somebody I'm here, I put parentheses Mahomes' voice. I'm here.
Anytime I do Bart Scott all the time. I'm here. Can't wait.
And anytime we're at the house and I get ready to say, here we go, if we're leaving. All right, guys, here we go. Here we go. It's got to do the Dak Prescott.
Yeah,
it's just stuck in my head now. Just stuck in my head. Let's start with Royals, though, because they are stuck in their winning ways, which is nice because they were stuck in their losing ways throughout June. They bounced back from the very rough loss on Wednesday night to win 3 of 4 against the Rangers, take the series, have a phenomenal homestand, getting ready for, and we talked about how crucial yesterday's game was. People can talk about momentum in baseball, whether it exists or doesn't exist. I certainly think a mindset exists. I think of how you feel individually when you go up to the plate. Overall, are you looking forward to showing up to the ballpark? Are you dreading showing up to the ballpark? Is it a day where it's, look, I got to be a professional and I got to go there? Or is it a day that, heck yeah, dude, I get to play baseball today? Like, those are different parts. Whether we call that momentum or not, I believe in the individual mindset as to how that collective turns out for a team, and it's for any sport whatsoever, and especially if you're talking about golf and tennis and individual sports, certainly even more there. So the importance yesterday of the Royals winning the series against the Rangers and wrapping up a homestand and coming back after a tough loss the night before. Because had the Royals lost yesterday, you feel like, man, you had an opportunity to sweep the Rangers before you head out on the road to face off against the Detroit Tigers with 3 games. And instead, you just split with them. But getting the game yesterday, winning a 4-game series, they've won 7 of the 9 series since the All-Star break.
Wow.
They are the best record in baseball, or in the American League, because the Brewers are best record in baseball.
Yeah.
The best record in the American League since the All-Star break are the Royals. And they get ready to face off against a team that's been one of the best teams in baseball all season long, in Detroit Tigers, certainly in the American League, over these next three games. I don't care what anybody wants to talk about with momentum or not. You can't convince me that the flight to Detroit was going to be the exact same yesterday afternoon / early evening had they lost that game versus getting the win and showing up to Detroit, to the ballpark today, this afternoon, tonight, whenever, this afternoon, and how they feel getting ready for this series. You can't convince me that it would be the exact same no matter what if they lost the game yesterday.
Yeah, 100%. Could not agree more. By the way, give Q credit now, since I ripped on him hard, and I think rightfully so. I know some will disagree, but I ripped on him hard yesterday, and I still feel the same way about yesterday's game, or Wednesday's game. But yesterday, him going to Zerpa, having a little quicker pull on Lorenzen. I know he threw all the pitches, but a lot of weak contact in that one, right? A massive error by a guy on Bobby, right? Kind of like Vinny. There's some similarities there now, starter versus reliever. But he went to Angel Zerpa, and you might be wondering, one, Zerpa's been great recently, so credit to him for getting the job done. But Zerpa's in the 99th percentile in ground ball rate. What did the Royals need in that situation?
Oh, they needed a ground ball.
They needed a ground ball double play. And so they turned to a guy who's about best in baseball in getting double plays and ground balls. And so to me, that was a really good move by Q to stop the bleeding. Great job by Zerpa to actually execute there, obviously. But again, I think that was a really nice move to the bullpen at that point, where, again, Lorenzen wasn't getting necessarily hit hard. Same thing with Sam Long. There was a massive error that transpired. Bobby Witt just deciding that to pull his eyes off the ball. I mean,
we just don't see that from Bobby. And, we certainly don't see that from Bobby. We can talk about Vinny and how good of a first baseman I think Vinny has become over the years, that I trust Vinny over at first base. I'm totally good with that. Those short hop one-timers, those are tough. Bobby just dropping a baseball thrown to him. Like, I don't know the last time Bucky LaGrange didn't catch it either, but he was the no-armed shortstop, which you got to think a one-armed player would have made that move.
Family Guy reference, I know.
And with all of the
How do you remember that guy's name?
But with all of the two-armed shortstops down in the minors, you got to ask yourself why they keep going out to the ballpark with this scrappy little no-armed second baseman. Bucky
and he
LaGrange.
hasn't got a hit in ever.
Anyway,
what a random pull that we somehow. I'm impressed.
And another error by Bucky LaGrange, the scrappy little no-armed second baseman here. You got to think a one-armed second baseman makes that play.
Oh man, good pull.
No, anyway, you got to think a guy with two arms makes that play. Heck, a guy with one arm you think would make that play. And you got to wonder, with all of the two-armed second basemen down in the minors, why they keep going to the park with Bucky LaGrange and no arms, and he hasn't got a hit in ever. Anyway.
Happy for Nick Lofton, because he was decidedly unclutch the previous game.
I like that Cynthia Freeland reference.
Because she's coming back on soon. Yeah. So that was nice to see him maybe get the monkey off his back a little bit.
Yeah.
Salvador Perez coming through with the Bobby Witt Jr. situation of ground rule double or into the park home run. And turns out didn't really matter. Right, because Salvador Perez made sure it didn't matter. So that way there's no argument or any concern there. Shout out to the outfielder fan who sounded like he yelled to...
I tweeted that out, and I thought it was just he got lost in the sun, and maybe it did, but I am now more convinced that it did not actually get lost in the sun. He did not lose the ball in the sun. I think that the fan... The Royals fan, not the Rangers fan that touched it, but the Royals fan that yelled, because there's video. So Todd Palmer tweets out video, says, the Rangers fan commits an error and becomes a hero by taking a run off the board for the Royals. And then below that, Chris Cheatham. Oh, my goodness. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I apologize. Says, true story. I'm in the outfield and screamed wall at Langford, causing him to duck. He thought I was a center fielder. He should have caught the ball. Langford's getting closer and closer. And as you see him lean over and yell, Evan Carter's right there. And right as the fan yells, Langford peels away. Peels away. And I'm like, I thought he lost it in the sun. Now I'm convinced Langford thought Evan Carter, because Langford was pissed. When he turned around and then saw it, that it bounced, he was like, what the hell? Because he thought Evan Carter called it. So, you know what? We all play our part. We all play our part in that. But it ultimately didn't matter because of Vinny and Salvi coming through and getting the hits and driving runs home.
I will buy that man a beer.
You know what? You do
You
that.
know what? Here's to you, Mr. Outfield Ball Yeller.
Mr. Outfield Ball Fan Yeller. Next time you guys are in Dublin, you'll buy him a pint.
When people are watching the game, you're yelling at balls.
Balls. Should have come up with that commercial, man.
I think we need to do Real Men of Genius. Hey, Drake, you want to produce this? You want to
start a weekly Real Men of Genius?
I'm just trying to get through the next 3 hours, 45 minutes.
I'm just here so I don't get fined. All right, I'm just here
Yes.
so I don't get fined. Drake's like, you have no idea. You have no idea. I am just here
yelling
so I
at
don't get
balls.
fined. That's right.
We're done.
Yep, we are.
I was gonna keep going, but I think we're gonna get too
we'll
far down
we'll workshop it. We'll
the
workshop
rabbit hole.
You know,
No.
there's something there, but we'll workshop it. We'll noodle after the show. We'll figure it out.
I think one of the best at bats, though, Tyler Tolbert and getting the sac fly. That was huge. I know he has his issues in the outfield. I understand he's not maybe as fast as he or the team thinks he is, but
I don't know. I mean, he's stealing bases.
yeah, but you look at the sprint speed and stuff. The triple, or him trying to stretch in the triple. Maybe you stay at second base to get to score, but it was a perfect relay.
Perfect throw, perfect relay, perfect
I think you do that every single time.
Yeah.
It was just you tip your cap.
Yeah.
But the sac fly was huge by Tyler Tolbert to come through in that moment, right, for a guy who doesn't play much. And then also Luke Maley in what inning was that with the walk?
It was the 7th or the 8th. I can't remember.
Seventh inning, bases loaded, bottom of the lineup really is generating something here. And Luke Maley, who has not got a hit in ever. It's been a long time, and he works a walk in that situation. 8-9 pitch at bat, fouls off the ones in the middle of the plate, and then just spits on the ones that are two that were semi close. 2 were in the dirt. But yeah, give Luke Maley a lot of credit in the bottom of the lineup for really coming through. Kyle Isabel with a walk, right? That was big. Lofton with a walk, and then obviously Luke Maley. So yeah, I was impressed with the bottom of the lineup. Not just Vinny hitting a bomb and Salvi coming through with a RBI hit, but the bottom of the lineup doing their job late in the game and giving an insurance run for the back end of the bullpen.
So this from Sam McDowell, and I think it's a good point because we're talking about the Royals and that Luke Maley at bat draws a walk with bases loaded. That what have we been lamenting all season long and throughout the divisional series last year? I mean, we've talked about it so much, and that is watching two teams that have different approaches at the plate in the divisional series and being so frustrated and annoyed at one team just taking pitches right off the plate for balls and the other team at 2-0 swinging at pitchers' pitches and getting themselves out instead of working for a pitch that you can drive and you can handle. And before the break, the All-Star break, first half, whatever, Royals had the 6th highest swing rate in the majors, and they had the 4th highest chase rate. That's not good, not good at all. Since the break, the Royals have the 4th lowest chase rate in baseball, and they have swung at fewer pitches than any team in the American League.
Wow.
They're not chasing, they're not swinging, which means that pitchers are having to work more, one, but it also means that they're swinging at better pitches to hit. They're taking walks. Yesterday, 6 walks in a game. They've done that 6 times in the last 23 games. They've drawn 6 walks in a game 6 times in the last 23 games. They did it twice in the first 105 games.
They had 8 walks last night.
Yeah, so 8 walks.
8 walks and 6 strikeouts.
Yeah, so 6 or more walks in a game. They did that for the 6th time in the last 23 games. They've done it 8 times over the entire season, which means the first 105 games they did it twice. And they've done it 6 times in 23 games. It's swing decisions, chase rates. It's an approach at the plate that they weren't doing before that for whatever reason they're doing now. And again, if Alex Zumwalt was part of the problem, then he should at least be viewed and considered as to part of the solution as to why they are now having a different approach. What was going on before, I don't know. As to what's going on now, I don't know. Maybe it's the implementation of Yaz and Frazier, India sliding back in the lineup. Maybe it's some of those like Grichuk. I have no idea what the reason is, but they're all taking different approaches at the plate. You know, he pointed out Vinny Pasquantino and Jonathan India and their approaches at the plate. And right now, Vinny Pasquantino is as hot as anybody in baseball. 7 home runs in his last 11 games. 18 RBIs in his last 11 games. He is the 8th player in Royals history to go an 11-game stretch with 7 home runs and 18 RBIs. It's happened 7 times before in Royals history. George Brett.
Darryl Strawberry.
No, Royals history. Royals history. Are you thinking of Danny Tartable?
Yeah.
George Brett, Salvi, Bo,
Rolo Banez.
Gary Gaetti, Jeff King, Jermaine Dye, Kendrys Morales.
Dang it.
Those are the 7 that have done it. And now,
I know Rolo Banez had 23 RBIs in a 10-game homestand.
yeah,
So
and
that's what I was going for.
now Vinny Pasquantino, 7 home runs and 18 RBIs in his last 11 games. And a home run tonight ties Salvi and Mike Sweeney for the record of 5 straight games with a home run in Royals history.
Wow.
Because he's homered in 4 straight games.
Well, and here's been the offensive change basically since the All-Star break. It went from the whole joke of Singles, the mascot, and it's
Yes,
not Slugger,
that's
it's
right.
Singles. Well, now they're just walking and hitting extra base hits. Again, last night, 8 walks, 4 extra base hits out of 9 hits.
Yeah.
I mean, earlier in the year, they would have 9 hits, all singles, right?
You got 2 runs out of those 9 hits because you had.
I wish they would get 2 runs out of those 9 hits. I mean,
Yeah.
it was just they had no power, no walks. It would be 9 hits, 8 of them singles, maybe one double, 1 walk tops, and like 4 strikeouts. You're scoring 1 run.
Mm-hmm.
You scored 6 last night because you had 9 hits, 4 extra base hits, and 8 walks. Even that, you feel like 6 runs felt light. Felt like you could have had more. You left a little meat on the bone. Like, and that's just the difference. Again, this is more new school baseball. I'm not saying that average does not matter. It matters, especially with 2 outs. It matters, right? Can you come through? But the Royals are playing a newer age. They finally bought into OPS, it feels like. They're finally like, hey, have you guys heard about this? that OPS is important? That walking and slugging makes a difference? Ever since the All-Star break, they have become a fun, enjoyable offense to watch.
Yep. And their pitching staff has been worse than it was before the All-Star break, yet they're still winning games. Showing you how difficult it is to win games if you can't score. Oh, you pitch really well, but you can't score? That's kind of difficult to win. What if you're scoring well, scoring a lot, and not pitching as well? Oh, you're winning games. So you probably need to go out and score some runs. 913-912-4810 is the text line. We'll talk some Chiefs today. Samuel Basallos signs his 8-year extension, $67 million after spending 5 minutes in the big leagues. I want to talk about that and the connection there that Jeff Passan pointed out something this morning that is pretty interesting in how things sort of can happen in a domino effect.
I don't know why I said Darryl Strawberry. I was thinking of John Mayberry.
Mayberry, Strawberry, that's fine.
There was a berry in there.
There was absolutely a Barry.
There was a berry.
It just wasn't Bonds.
I was like,
Or Sanders.
I'm not that big
Or
of a
Gibb.
dumbass. I was that big of a dumbass, but I was thinking of John Mayberry and said Darryl Strawberry.
Yeah,
At
that's
least they
close.
have to relate it somehow because the berries.
Yeah,
the
that's
berries.
right. The berries.
They're part of the berry family.
100%. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. I want to talk about that. We'll get into some Chiefs as well. More Zone coming up next. Oh, it's beautiful weather. Beautiful weather outside. Going to be pretty this weekend as well, but it does not mean that the storms aren't going to be right around the corner. And are you ahead of the weather? Is your roof ahead of the weather? If not, then you need to call Pyramid Roofing or check them out, pyramidroofingkc.com, 816-966-1101, 816-966-1101 for Pyramid Roofing. Free roof inspections. Do you have broken tiles? Are there missing or damaged shingles? Do you not know if that's the case? Well, if you don't, then you need to find out. Is your roof over 15 years old? These are things that can happen. Do you have gutter issues? We had our gutters fixed by Pyramid Roofing because we had gutter issues in the fact that they weren't big enough in certain areas to be able to handle the runoff with the way that our roof was shaped. For some reason, the gutters in certain spots, oh, here's standard size gutters. No, not for this particular design on that roof. They needed to come out and figure out some things, and they fixed it. It was fantastic what they did. And the free roof inspection, we had that happen a couple of weeks ago because we had a leak in our roof. Needed to know where it was coming from. Immediate call, Pyramid Roofing. They came out, gave the inspection. Here's the quote, let's get it done. And now we know that the next time that it rains, we're not going to see a leak at that particular spot. So check them out, pyramidroofingkc.com. It's commercial and residential, locally owned and operated. And weatherproof your roof, free roof inspections, 816-966-1101, pyramidroofingkc.com. Tell them you heard about it right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Don't wait until you see the leak. Find out if you have one before. It's Pyramid Roofing, 816-966-1101, pyramidroofingkc.com. Matt Derrick will join us coming up at 11 o'clock. Todd Lebo, Lee Sterling coming up in the next segment. Samuel Basallo signs an 8-year, $67 million contract with the Baltimore Orioles. That contract will start next year, so they have him for the rest of this year and 8 years. So they balled out 2 years of free agency for Basallo. And he'll still be a 29-year-old free agent. So not like, he doesn't have earning potential after that. He's got a lot of earning potential after that. 29-year-old free agent. And now he's got $67 million banked, along with his $1.3 million that he earned signing as an international free agent in the 2021 international free agent class. What's kind of funny in the connection here, that Jeff Passan tweeting out, if you go back to the 2021 international free agent signing period, the New York Yankees had a deal with Basallo set up already. And a lot of these guys, by the time you sign them, you've already come to an agreement for a while that we're going to sign you. Then they turn 16 and you can sign them. And so the Yankees and Basallo apparently had a deal done. But the Yankees signed Garrett Cole. And by signing Garrett Cole, they lost $1 million in their international free agent signing pool. And the Yankees decided at that point that they were going to take the offer off the table from Basallo, who was not a top 30 international free agent prospect at that time. It's a good prospect, but not one of the top 30 guys that was going to get a lot of money. The Orioles and Mike Elias had just started to get into the international game. They were obviously a lot of draft picks and things like that, but they weren't spending a lot of money and really making a presence known in the Dominican or Venezuela or, Colombia as well. And so they decide that this guy is now available. So let's go get Samuel Basallo. We'll pay him what? Not a top 30 guy, but a lot of these other players already have deals in place for the last couple of years. So who's available out of the best prospects? Well, the Yankees just took the contract off the table for this guy, so let's go sign him. And they gave him $1.3 million to sign him as an international free agent. And now he's Samuel Basallo, and Garrett Cole is with the Yankees recovering still. It's a crazy connection from that standpoint. And it also points out, like, when you have these deals that are struck beforehand, like we talk about deals getting made and agreed to on draft day in Major League Baseball, where you're calling different players and talking to them. And we, talked with Josh Hammond's dad, and he was like, yeah, well, when the Royals were calling us, we kind of had a choice of a few teams. Like, how do you have a choice of a few teams as a first-round pick? Because you're going to agree to the contract before they draft you. And the choice of a few teams, they chose the Royals. And with the international free agent signing, like when it comes time to sign, most of these contracts have been agreed upon for a while. And so when the Royals in the Dominican and Basallo in the Dominican, he signs for 1.3 for Baltimore. The Royals gave Daniel Vasquez $1.5 million, both in the Dominican, but they had already had a deal set up. So this is one of those to where areas of the country, like if you agree to a deal with somebody and then at the last minute you just take it off the table, a little bit different for the Yankees when it's like, we don't have the money anymore. Like, we can't sign you. We don't have the money. We don't have the international free agent signing pool. If the Royals were to go, hey, Vasquez, I know the last couple of years we've had this connection, but we're not going to give you that money anymore. We're going to go give it to Samuel Basallo, who was a lower-rated prospect anyway than Vasquez was.
I hadn't heard the part about losing pool money when you sign. Is it just like a Class A free agent or something?
Yeah, it's a big-time free agent. There's a certain number of money. Tatis was signed, so I think the Padres lost some money. When it's like that much money, I'd have to go back and look at the exact story from it. But going back and seeing where Basallo was ranked, because I'm like, were the Royals in the Dominican at that time? I'm like, oh, they got Daniel Vasquez, a shortstop at that time, who's in high A right now, has like 26 stolen bases, a 20-year-old in high A in Quad Cities at this point. Obviously, Basallo a little bit different. But yeah, so there's like you get the a fine, if you will, or just deducted money.
But does it go away, or does it go to the team that lost the free agent?
It just goes away. It's just deducted from your bonus pool that you can give to the international free agents. So they just lost $1 million bucks.
Yeah, I would think that the
give it to the player that or the team that lost it.
The union wouldn't like that because that's less money going to players coming in.
But do they represent the international free agents? Do they really care?
Yeah,
they care about the guys in the Dominican,
the dudes who are currently here.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up to bonus pool money.
But yeah, that would make sense if it went to the team that was losing the free agent, or if it got split up amongst the 5 worst performing teams or something. It just seems weird for it to just go poof.
Yeah. So Garrett Cole's signing with the Yankees resulted in $1 million penalty from the Yankees international bonus pool. This happened because Garrett Cole rejected a qualifying offer from the Astros, a provision that required the Yankees to forfeit a draft pick and part of their international bonus pool. So there you go.
I didn't know that was a mechanism. That's interesting.
Yeah. So Garrett Cole signs for $324 million, costing the Yankees 2 draft picks and $1 million in international bonus pool money. It's a lot of money, plus losing draft picks and the bonus pool, and it costs. I mean, essentially, it's $324 million, 2 draft picks, and Samuel Basallo is what Garrett Cole cost him. I mean, whew, that is very expensive to sign that man to the Yankees. But an interesting nugget from Jeff Passan. And again, it's like, you're down there and who knows what, like the Royals were down in Venezuela when Miguel Cabrera was signed.
Yeah.
But it's like, are you swimming in the pool of Miguel Cabrera money at the time?
I was in the United States and Mike Trout got signed. But I was in Kansas City, not New Jersey.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. Yeah, that's the exact same thing that I was going with. But now they have this specific bonus pool money. So here's the money. You don't have to spend all of it, but here's the money allocated for you that you can spend, and you can't go over that. And the Royals have spent money on these guys. They signed 2 guys at that time for like $1 million in the Dominican. I think Daniel Vasquez being one of them, a shortstop, and then the other one I'm not sure. It was a catcher that they've turned into a pitcher now, so maybe not. Somebody that they were. Ultimately turned out to be that guy.
Not that guy, pal.
But you know what? You throw a net. You throw a net at 16-year-olds because sometimes you end up with Basallo. Sometimes you end up with somebody.
Take a seat. If you're throwing a net at 16-year-olds, take a seat.
Yeah. Sometimes you end up with that. Sometimes you end up paying $10,000 for Ellie De La Cruz. Sometimes you end up paying $10,000 for Salvi Perez.
Yeah.
You never know what you're. It's like a box of chocolates. I heard somebody once say that you never know what you're going to get. It's a lot like that. It's a lot like that box of chocolates. 913-912-4810 is the text line to be a part of the show. We will talk with Matt Derrick coming up at 11 o'clock. 913-912-4810.
That was the great text line to start the show, though.
Yeah.
You look at Bobby Witt Jr. and what he's done. Thank you, Baltimore, for taking Adley over Bobby. Adley has been on a downslope the last 2 years now, pretty heavily. Look at Bobby, and it's just been night and day. I mean, Adley's not really helping this team. Adley's not helping the Royals the way that Bobby is. Adley's a fine player. Bobby Witt Jr. is a MVP caliber player, and we're starting to see that come back around. We're starting to see Bobby really turn a page ever since the All-Star break as well. Runners in scoring position starting to really go up. Yeah, man. I'm just thank you, Baltimore.
Yeah. So a couple of right. I mean, a couple of NFL nuggets before we break. Pretty Ricky with a couple of other tweets coming out today. One of those is that Brian Robinson Jr. will be traded today. Says Commanders expected to trade Brian Robinson Jr. today, and Adam Thielen is returning to the Vikings. So the hometown kid returns to Minnesota. Kay Adams a couple of days ago with Kevin O'Connell had an interview where they were talking about receivers, and she said, well, you know who I want you guys to bring back? And Kevin O'Connell was like, who? She goes, the hometown kid. Get him back here to Minnesota. Come on. Bring him back to be a Viking. Adam Thielen. And Kevin O'Connell had this, like, smiling smirk on his face that people were like, is he kind of saying, like, did Kay Adams set him up? Is he kind of saying that, oh, yeah, we'd love to bring him back? Because that was like 2 days ago. And now Adam Thielen is this is sort of in the NFL. Once you report that somebody's working on a trade, 2 teams, it's essentially done.
Yeah.
So the fact that it's out there saying the Vikings and Panthers, and it's not just Pretty Ricky that put it out there. There's others that have said they're working on a trade. He's just the one that put it out and said it's happening. He's returning to the Vikings. Once you get to the point to where the Vikings are working on a trade with the Panthers to acquire Adam Thielen, they've essentially already acquired Adam Thielen. They just have to then make it official to the NFL. So it looks like he's going to be returning to the Minnesota Vikings and returning home. So a couple of NFL nuggets. We'll see where Brian Robinson Jr. ends up going if he's traded today. What that may be.
Miami and then Jalen Wright goes to KC.
That would be the right call. It would be the right stuff. I like that. That would be right. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll hear Todd Lebo and Lee Sterling break down the weekend's worth of football. That's coming up next right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. All right, folks, if you're out there, men, and you happen to be suffering from erectile dysfunction, well, Heartland Men's Health is here to help you. It is not something that you need to wait around and hope that it's, fixes itself. It's something that Heartland Men's Health is telling men that, there's no reason to wait, that sometimes the most difficult thing is just simply scheduling the consult, walking through the door, and not thinking that, I'll wait another week, a month, I'll get around to it. Some men wait that long. They wait years even, and it can contribute to breakups, divorce. It can contribute to issues outside of the home if you're stressed about that, thinking about that. And Heartland Men's Health is helping you. And they have treatments that work. Maybe you've tried the pills or the herbals, and those things have failed. Well, they have treatments that work when that happens. In fact, they have treatments with success rates well over 90%. They have been successfully treating men in the Kansas City area. Schedule a consult with Heartland Men's Health today. Your initial visit is only $99, and that includes a medical consult with a licensed medical provider, a T, and that PSA test. And if medically advised, you get a test dose. And if the test dose doesn't work in the office, the visit's free. If it does, there you go. They've got an expert staff with 3 locations to serve you: Overland Park, Independence, between Blue Springs and Lee Summit, and North Kansas City. Call them today at 844-447-6600. Tell them you heard about it right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB, 844-447-6600, or visit heartlandmenshealth.com.
I think Lenore Sellers is great, but watch the tape of him. He also has some really bad games also where he can spend like a half where he is just throwing the ball all over the place. So there's some talent there, but top to bottom, I don't think they have the talent to compete. I think they're a little overrated in the offseason. And how about Auburn? I mean, they're going to play maybe 3 quarterbacks and have 3 different play callers. I don't like that idea at all. I think you're going to like to hear this. The 2 most underrated teams, I like Oklahoma a lot. They have finally found a quarterback. They could have a magical season. I think they have a shot to make it into the college football playoffs here with John Mateer. And their defense was always good enough, and it was just the quarterback position and the wide receiver injuries. And then the team that I think that's going to come back to dominance is Alabama. Alabama last year, just so much transition with Kalen DeBoer coming in. Now he has his offensive coordinator from Washington coming back, Ryan Grubb, who spent a year with the Seattle Seahawks. So as long as they stay healthy, Alabama at 4-1, they're my choice to overcome Texas and also Georgia and win the SEC.
I'm quietly confident in Oklahoma because it was a mistake last year to run through the SEC with a freshman quarterback who never played. They learned that the hard way. They got a guy who's played some now, although it not be in the SEC. All right, so the Big 12 last year, everyone was wrong. Everyone thought, Oklahoma State's going to be good, Utah is going to be good. None of those things happened. No one saw Arizona State coming. They made it there. Are the teams they thought were going to be good last year actually going to be good this year? I mean, they didn't do a preseason poll because they didn't want people to be wrong about everything. What do you think about the Big 12 this year?
So I have a feeling this might come down to the last week. This is crazy. I think Arizona State's going to fall off. I think they caught everyone at the right time. I like Baylor. I like Utah. Iowa State and Kansas State are, very good. I think those are the 4 best teams. After that, I mean, you can throw almost your hat in the pin and pick almost anyone, Texas Tech, TCU, BYU, but they're without their quarterback. I'm going to give you a sleeper here. I'm going to say the Houston Cougars. Willie Fritz, I think, is one of the best college coaches in America. He has a quarterback in Connor Wegman who started at Texas A&M. So they can play some defense. They only allowed 22 points per game last year. He brought in a lot of really good transfers. He's really good at evaluating talent and coaching kids up. I think Houston Cougars, you want my best over-under in college football, over 5.5 wins. I can see them winning 7 or 8 games this year, and they're picked to finish 11th to 13th in almost every single poll.
I like that. He's a good coach. He's won everywhere he's gone. He's just got a little time to get established. Is there anyone else outside of the Big 12 or SEC you think is way overvalued or undervalued in like the ACC or the Big 10?
So the only other team I think that might be a little overvalued is Clemson. I think they still have a chance to win the ACC, but the ACC is just so down. I think the ACC is going to have to win a game in the playoffs. One of the 2 teams that gets in, or else they're going to have big problems. We could see the Big Ten and the SEC raiding and breaking up the ACC. So probably the biggest year ever for the ACC as far as they're going to have to do something in the college football playoffs.
All right, Lee Sterling, week 0 is here. What have you got for us as we head into the college football season?
So if they want to get involved, we won, how about get this, 30 of the 31 years in business, and they want to, if they want to sign up for the season, 1997 gets you everything through the Super Bowl. That's 25 weeks. That's our phone service. Last year, we won 24 more games than we lost in the NFL, 19 in college football. Just go to the website, ParamountSports.com. If you're not ready to sign up for the entire season, you can get from today all the way through the end of September. Get this, normally $597. Use coupon code SAVE100, just $497. That works out to $80 a week. You're going to get 8 to 12, 8 to 13 games a week. Love to have you aboard for the ride. ParamountSports.com. Also, the UFC. How about this card? It starts at 2 in the morning Saturday morning. We've won 10 of the last 13 UFC cards. You can get our card normally 3 selections, $33. If you use coupon code SAVE30, $3. That's right, $3 for 3 selections. We have another underdog going this weekend of the 3 selections. We've hit at least a plus 200 to a plus 500 underdog in each of the last 5 cards. All the specials up and available. Just one place, ParamountSports.com, or call 800-400-9741.
Oh, Lee, I can't wait. Week 0's here. UFC is here. Football is rolling. We will talk to you each and every Friday on The Zone. Have a great weekend, buddy.
You too, Todd. Take care.
That's Lee Sterling from Paramount Sports. More Zone coming up next.
I'm on a Friday edition of The Zone right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Jason Anderson with you, Sterling Holmes, the Drake. Let's hang out with Matt Derrick, Chiefs Digest. 41 is the Mike podcast for the hour, heading up until noon. Mick Schaefer joins us in the noon hour. We will go through our KU, K-State, and Mizzou predictions, and we got the cuts before the show is over. Matt here in The Zone. Matt, what's up, brother?
I show up early.
Yes.
Really early.
Right.
And there's no barbecue. There's no food.
That's a good point. Yeah. Sorry about that.
I make all the effort so that you don't have to kill time.
I know. That's
waiting for me to show
yes.
up.
Drake, can we alleviate this no barbecue thing?
I've got a tube of peanut butter.
I ate 2 sausage McGriddles before the show. That
Okay.
doesn't help you.
No.
And it's not helping me.
Doesn't put
I
the
was gonna
Triscuit in my
say,
stomach right now.
That does not really seem to fit with the Sterling Holmes diet.
Well, once a week,
treat day.
I treat myself to a breakfast
Treat
of
yourself.
something dumb. A lot of times it's donuts. I texted the boys the other day.
Yeah, you did. It was
a week
nice.
or two. I was like, hey, anyone want donuts? And Drake says, no, thank you. My goodness, I might eat them.
He said, heck no, I'm gonna I might eat it if you get me one.
But I
Which is
feel
true.
like once a week, I feel like, I mean, I like to be somewhat in shape, but I mean, I'm not trying to be an Iron Man over here. I feel like I can at least
Any
eat-
more than you already are.
I mean, of course.
Yes.
So today I was like, you know what? I got the doors off the Jeep. I can go through a drive-through easy. It's kind of fun going through drive-throughs with the doors off. And I went to McDonald's. I go, I'm going to get a McGriddle. And I go, and a hash brown. I go, you know what?
Oh, I know.
No hash brown.
Oh, whoa.
Let's just get 2 sausage McGriddles instead.
Good for you, man. You know what?
Dang.
Really play it up.
I made my coffee at home, so I feel like
There you
I
go.
saved the money there.
There you go. You're just being economical is what you're doing.
I mean, I would probably get the sausage McGriddle and 2 hash browns.
Yeah, right. Why not? Get 2 of, you know what? Call it a 2 for day. Get
I was
2
protein.
McGriddles.
I was protein up. It's bulk season.
It was amateur teen is what I was.
It's Fat Bear Week.
I do apologize, Matt, because we had Blind Box Barbecue in on Tuesday. So we did not have it in today. We should have thought ahead. Why did you plan Tuesday, Sterling? Did
It
you not
actually
like?
kind of was my.
Did you not like Matt?
No.
Clearly.
Could have had him in at noon today.
It was delicious too. It
fantastic.
was
It was deliberate.
incredible.
Deliberately delicious is what it was. I'm going to be at Blind Box Barbecue tomorrow. We're having our fantasy draft at Blind Box
Nice.
tomorrow in Shawnee. So, if you're there and you happen to see us drafting, don't bother me. It's really what I'm saying.
I was going to say hi and maybe.
No, not at all. Why would you? Don't say hi. I'm trying to do a fantasy draft here. This is very important. You understand the rest of my enjoyment and happiness during the football season outside of watching the Chiefs and some college football is based on tomorrow's draft?
Mine's Sunday.
See? Where's it at? Where are you having it at? Blind Box?
Probably my house.
Loser.
I don't have a fantasy draft, and I am so
What?
freaking happy about that.
Yes, I know.
That's the only thing I do miss about fantasy football is the draft.
Yeah.
But I don't miss any of the rest of it.
Yeah, the draft is the best part. Like, I love getting together with everybody and then everybody making fun of each other, because how do you know if another guy cares about you if he's not making fun of you?
Correct.
You know what I mean? If you're friends and you're not razzing each other or needling each other, then, like, I guess you don't care about me anymore, because you used to make
I
fun of me.
don't need fantasy football as a reason to make fun of either one of you.
Matt Derrick must love
Touche.
me.
It's a touche, sir.
Do you guys do
The do.
for losers like bad things?
We don't have
I don't know why I can't think of the word, like a repercussion for losing.
yeah, we don't
Yeah,
have
punishment.
Punishment. My punishment. I'm not. I'm not used to
punishment
that.
is what
yeah.
you were looking
Repercussion was I think a fancier word for punishment.
Yeah,
consequence
I'm looking at all the.
repercussions.
I was reading some Steinbeck this morning, so I think that's why
for. Makes sense.
Should have read some Dostoevsky. So.
Dostoevsky,
I think
Fyodor.
they have to wear at the draft. They have to wear like a weird shirt or something. Like, we don't have like one of those things to where it's like you got to get a tattoo or
Well, no.
you got to stand outside in your underwear with
propose
a
to your
sign.
girlfriend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got to propose to your girlfriend. No way. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that I win.
You got to kiss Matt Derrick.
Yes, that's
like
that's
Christian
fine.
Christian Wilkins, of course, style.
Sure, whatever.
On the dome.
Yeah, that's fine.
Allegedly,
in a playful
allegedly.
manner.
Allegedly.
In a playful manner.
We've done. It was supposed to be stand-up comedy. I'm still so mad the guy never did it.
Somebody had to go to like an open night mic
Yes.
and do like a tight 10.
And he did. We were just like 2 minutes. Guy didn't do it, and so now ever since then it's been a downhill. Because once you don't do it, then it's like,
Yeah.
well, I'm not doing that.
Right. It's like,
I
I
think-
would do it, guys, but like my 10 minutes aren't special ready. And so I'm still workshopping some things, and so I don't want to go up to open mic at this point.
It's the type of dude that if anyone else got last, he's going to make a stink about it, make sure that he does it.
The type of guy that takes their time in drafting, and everybody's like, "Come on," and he's like taking his time.
And then
and then somebody else is like, "Dude, can we hurry up here?" Like, hold on, man, you were just the guy that we were. It took you an hour for your last pick. Yeah, but I know we need to hurry up. Or the guy at the draft that's always like, guys, can we hurry up, please? I got somewhere to be. Well, that's a you problem.
Yeah, that's not a me problem.
Okay, that's a you. You got somewhere to be. That's a you problem. I have cleared out my entire day so I can enjoy and have fun. If you are here to rush everybody, then you need to go somewhere else because we are not going to be rushed. We are going to enjoy ourselves and have fun, and we're going to make decisions that will affect the rest of our the next
lives.
3, 4, 5 months of our lives, and especially in dynasty and keeper leagues. I mean, it could be the next 5 or 6 years of our life
10.
that this will impact. So
Gotta
don't
have a
rush
clock,
me.
though. Come on.
Well, of course you have a clock.
I mean, be reasonable about it, right? Yeah. I mean, it's an auction league, so I mean, you've got a little bit of time where it's like.
I do think this year, though, for punishment, the loser has to caddy for the winner. I think that's a good one. Maybe even
has to wear the full caddy.
I think that might
attire though.
Yeah, I think you got to wear the full Masters caddy attire, and you got to caddy for the winner. I think I won last year, so I needed to try and go back to back.
Yeah.
The New Orleans. Can I say?
I don't know. Saints.
Yeah, but take out the S and add a T.
Sainty?
Oh no, the T is the first letter.
The New Orleans.
Yeah, we got it. Yeah.
Can we say that on air, Drake? Is that okay?
To say,
people got.
Here's a
Can we
good
talk
rule
about
for
the-
you,
people
Sterling.
got what
Anytime
you-
you need to ask. Just
Yeah.
don't.
People know what you're talking
Okay, so
about. People know what you're talking
another
about.
word for jungle
People
bridge.
know what you're talking about. All right, they know what you're talking about already. They understand
the New
what you're
Orleans
saying.
jungle bridge.
We
but
got
a
it.
synonym for that.
We understand it. The people got what you're talking about. They are aware. We are all on the same page. Let's continue reading here.
Yeah.
Right.
I
Collectively as a
learned
group.
a new phrase today.
What'd you learn?
I ignored it. I just moved right on past it.
What'd you learn today, Matt?
We make the winners in
I
our.
choose not to say.
The winner in our league has to buy everybody around at the next draft, and then I just order the most expensive drink and just pour it out right in front of them. That's what you get for winning.
You're just
it's a $25
rude.
No, I don't do that. I'm like, can you just buy my pop? I got a Coke. Can you buy? Can you?
I mean,
can you put the $2.50 on his tab, please?
He doesn't drink, but he does
Thanks.
Coke. Come on now.
I know, right? Well, I like the smell.
I don't believe he's gone public with it, so I'm not going to name this individual.
Okay.
But I won a steak this week, the other night, because I did have a wager with a colleague.
You have there's a lot of steak dinners that happen at training camp, right? Some steak dinner bets. There's a few of them.
I had 3 on the line. Now
Okay.
now I have 2.
Okay, but you're +1 already. You've already banked one.
But I've already banked 1.
That's nice.
So that's yeah.
How do you win it?
Well, that
guessing
was
Sky Moore.
the over/under on Sky Moore receiving yards for the Chiefs this year,
And you had the under.
and I had the under.
How would anybody say the over?
Well,
That's
what if he
crazy.
gets traded back?
Ooh,
Well,
wow.
We discussed that.
Okay.
We discussed that, and it was determined that
The McCole Hardman
beforehand.
situation.
We discussed that beforehand, and the rule was that if traded, that the bet closes. That
Wow, okay.
even if he comes back later.
All right. So you, I would have taken the under on this as well.
What was the over under? A yard?
It was 0.5.
Yeah, 0.5.
took the under.
Take the under. Yeah, I would have taken the under on that as well.
It wasn't even a yard.
Right. So we joked on Monday on the show. We were talking about observations from what took place in Seattle on Friday night. Besides nobody on the team wanting to be there, it seemed like, except maybe Sky Moore at punt return wanted to be there. The previous catches didn't want to be there. But we joked and said, anything to take away from Sky Moore? And we said, highlight for another team to maybe try to trade him. And I am shocked. I'm really surprised that Brett Beach was able to get anything out of him. There is a wide receiver desperate team in the 49ers, and Ayuk, coming back, and then you've got Demarcus Robinson now suspended 3 games for the DUI. They haven't specifically said it's for the DUI. It's just substance abuse, CBA. It's specifically 3 games, just as Jordan Addison.
There's appeal.
Yes, that's right. So you've got that going on, and so they trade for Sky Moore. You didn't have a 6th rounder. You had a 7th rounder. Now you've got a 6th rounder and no 7th rounder, and you gave up Sky Moore. I guess I'm surprised that
There is
there was anything coming back.
nobody who is better at the just picking up draft position than Brett Veach.
Yeah, it's
Because
true.
he buys into that more than I think
Amir
just about any
Smith-Marset.
other GM. And he's like, if I can find a GM that will negotiate position, because he's like, that's better for, because he does not like to give up picks.
Well, I mean, Amir
But
Smith-Marset.
he will exchange
Yeah.
position.
So they did. So Amir Smith-Marset and the trade with Howie Roseman for to move back to pick number 32. That's Jeffrey Bassa.
Yeah.
So they got the 5th round pick by trading from 31 to 32, and then they used the Amir Smith-Marset to go get Bassa. So they turned nothing and Amir Smith-Marset into a linebacker that's incredibly, athletic and looks like he's going to be an awesome special teamer, and could be a guy for 4 years that's going to make an impact. That's pretty sneaky and well done by Brett Veach. And they traded a 6th rounder for Uche. Didn't work out. So now you have a 6th rounder back for Sky Moore.
I'm going to start calling Brett Veach Curtis Mayfield. Move on up. Right, Drake?
He
Like I
doesn't
said, if you have to think about whether or not you should say it,
You have to ask, should I say this or not?
I'm assuming that Sterling lost
yeah.
that bet
No.
and did
Curtis
not do his
Mayfield.
2 minutes at the comedy club.
No. I would be so bad.
Oh, man. I'd be sweating the
Kyle
whole time.
Collier from the program sent in lowest point scored of the week, drinks a beer on video and sends it to the group before next week start. We do that,
Oh, yeah,
Kyle.
that's right.
We've been doing that for 10 years. Whoever the...
But you didn't say that, so Kyle says. So
no,
I give Kyle credit.
Kyle, we've been doing this for a decade, pal.
No, I give Kyle
grow up.
credit for
Stop
that.
copying the boys. So whoever scores the least amount of points. This is when everyone does. So on Tuesday morning,
I remember you saying that. yeah.
before work, you got to chug a beer, send a video in, and it gets some are creative, some are just despair, some are you can hear the wifes in the background going like, "What are you doing?" I hear a crack, of the can. Obviously, it's always fun what you can hear in the background. It's always nice.
So let's get back to Sky Moore, because why not? So what do you assess this? Like, you're right about Brett Veach and being able to do that and draft position, moving up from a 7th rounder to a 6th rounder. But did you think that a team would be interested in Sky Moore to acquire him and give up, draft position? Or my thought was they move on from Sky Moore and somebody claims him, and that's really it. But I was surprised when it was like they're trading for him. I thought, it'd be a little less than even what they got.
Well, and see, that's why I think that Brett is realistic and really good at least getting these positions. Now, it limits the number of teams you're going to be dealing with, because there's some teams that just don't get it and aren't willing to do those kind of trades for whatever reason. But, Brett believes in him. And so if he can find another club that believes in it, and, you're talking about it was like, hey, could you get a 7th out of Sky Moore, just a legitimate 7th, not sending anything back? I mean, probably not. I mean, that was this moving up 30-plus spots.
Yeah.
I mean, that's essentially what it'll probably be with comp picks, in the 6th round and everything. It'll probably be like, 42 spots, who knows? But, you're moving up a considerable distance in that draft, so that's not inconsiderable. So it's at least some value. And to your point, I don't think Sky Moore was going to clear waivers. There would be a team out there that thought to themselves, "Hey, we like this guy coming out. Still think there's a skill set there. Just he needs to change of scenery. Let's bring him in." And on top of that, and this is where it could lead into a conversation about Nico Remigio's position. There are teams in the NFL that need a returner. And if you don't have a returner, or your returner is a guy who just absolutely bungles the ball and can't hold on to it, you're bringing in Nico Remigio or Sky Moore.
Do you think Nico will clear waivers if they released him?
I don't think he would. I mean, I think there's a half dozen teams out there who do not have a reliable enough returner. I mean, Green Bay would, I'm sure, just drive down and pick him up right now and take him back home.
The Texans might be like, you know what, bleep that guy. We had a couple of returns against us in that game. No way. Let's get that guy on our team. Yeah, I think there was he got too exposed in the playoffs for teams to overlook him now that he's making those plays with the Chiefs as a returner. And like, okay, this guy clearly has some juice to it. And we only have 4 legitimate receivers. Like, he doesn't have to come in and be a great receiver, but he can come in and be one of our receivers, play special teams, and be a returner in a return game that's, more important now. So
the knock against him is he's got 4 or 5 speed, and therefore he's, you don't think he's going to do what Sky did and take one back 88 yards. But at the same time, he's going to catch the ball every single time. He's probably going to get you positive yards. He's going to bust a 50-yarder every once in a while. I mean, like I said, if you've got a guy right now that is burying you inside the 10 or getting you safeties or just fumbling the football away, giving you turnovers, he goes your guy.
How many wide receivers do you think they keep with Rashee Rice expected to play week 1?
I mean, week 1 for sure, they're keeping 6. I think they'll keep 7 with Nico.
Okay.
Because like you said, you're going to lose Rashee Rice at some point. And that doesn't impact your return game. But who's your returners? Especially who's your punt returner? Because Sky Moore was one of your other experienced punt returners. And when the Chiefs are in practice and they send guys back to return punts, it's Sky Moore and Brashard Smith. Or excuse me, Nico Remigio and Brashard Smith. And if you've seen, and I'm a huge Brashard Smith guy. I think this guy is going to be something. Even as a rookie, I think he's going to be a weapon. But, man, if you've seen preseason games inside the 10 right now, he has no clue what to do with the football. And Dave Tobe even talked about it the other day.
Yeah.
It's like returning punts, returning kicks is totally different.
Yeah.
And
totally different from practice, too,
doesn't
he
have
said.
the experience,
Yeah, you can catch it from the jugs machine in practice, but when somebody's sprinting down the field as fast as they can and you're judging the height, you're judging how fast that guy's going, all in real time, that's a little different than in practice and catching off the jugs machine.
I love that, Dave Tobe, before practice, when they're all catching punts and everything off the jugs machine, will do the craziest things to get these guys, up to test it and see what they can do and see what they can handle. The two I love the most. One is that he will take the returner and hold onto his shoulders, and then once the ball comes off the jugs machine, he'll wait until it high points, and then he'll turn the guy around and let him go find the ball and go get it. Wow. And then the other one is, as the ball is coming down, he will throw his hat at the ball from behind the returner to just be
just to try and stop.
Yeah.
The crazy one is the porta potty that they would take the roof off the porta potty
Dave
right
Tobe
as it was
never putting anybody in a porta potty.
It wasn't Dave,
because he's not a moron.
It wasn't Dave Tobe that put him in a porta potty and then took the roof off right as the punt was coming down. Oh, okay, that was my fault.
Dave Tobe would not do that.
My fault. I thought that's what it was.
Two things. Who are the two kick returners? Right. I think that's an interesting one. And then, is there any chance that you would see Noel Williams or Jalen Royals, or have you been surprised you haven't seen maybe one of those two guys in the punt return game?
We have seen Jalen Royals and Noel Williams in the punt return options. I think, again, it's the same thing that you kind of get with Brashard Smith. The consistency is not there because neither one of them have really consistently done it. I think Noel Williams might have a little bit more experience. I don't think Jalen Williams has any experience on punt returns. But, again, they don't seem to be the most comfortable at it, and so they seem to abandon those options pretty quickly. I mean, again, if you're, I think Dave Tobe would still say if you want to send somebody back there to just catch a punt and make a fair catch, his first choice is still probably Trent McDuffie.
That's my first choice too.
We talked about Xavier Worthy. Xavier Worthy's going to be playing too much offense for them to be messing around with him on punt returns.
Right, and Dave Tobe said, last year when Rashee Rice went down, well, that ended the Xavier Worthy conversation about him returning punts. I'm like, they had 4 weeks with Xavier Worthy.
Hollywood Brown that pretty much ended.
Yeah, I was going to say, Xavier Worthy did not return a punt last year, and Rashee Rice played the first 4 weeks or 3 weeks in a quarter, and Xavier Worthy wasn't the one going back and returning punts. So, yeah, I think the Xavier Worthy returning punts.
But to your point about, the kick returns, I mean, right now, based on what I've seen, and there was a little bit more experimentation this week, and there has been in preseason, but I would say your two returners are Brashard Smith and Nico Remigio on kick returns.
If Remigio doesn't make the team, does that go to Royals with his return that he had in the game on Friday?
Well, I mean, I think his knee tendonitis that he's got popped up probably makes it even more likely that it's, you need a spot for Nico, and Nico's back there.
Is there a worry from the Chiefs that, a rookie and going through training camp and a couple of preseason games is already dealing with tendonitis in his knee?
Doesn't seem to be a ton of concern.
Okay.
It seems a lot more precautionary than anything else. The expectation is that he's going to be back at practice before the Brazil game next week. Remember, after this game, they've got practice on Tuesday, Wednesday, and then they shut down. Then they're back on Sunday. So they're expecting, hey, with that time off, that should be enough for him to be ready to go in week 1.
Okay. It is concerning anytime it's like, well, the guy's got knee tendonitis already as a rookie.
I had knee tendonitis when I was 16.
I did too.
Were you playing wide receiver in the NFL though?
I was playing tennis.
What they used to call that?
The 10.
Remember that when you were in like middle school, high school, and you're growing? What do they call that? Remember that there was a
growing pains.
Growing pains?
Yeah, but there's a word for it in your knees.
I don't know. I had a subluxation.
Oh, really? Of the knee?
Of the kneecap.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How about that? That's when it pops out of place and then goes right back in. It subluxes. I think I know what you're talking about, Sterling, but I can't remember the name.
Someone's saying Osgood Schlatter.
Osgood Schlatters, yeah.
But yeah, Schlatter. Yeah,
Osgood
Schlatter.
Schlatters, yeah, Osgood Schlatters.
You guys stayed at a Holiday Inn last night.
That's right. No, I was friends with Osgood, and his best friend was Schlatters, so that's the only reason I know. It just happened to be. It's like Slumdog Millionaire.
I will say something embarrassing.
Good for you.
I thought it was. I know I've not said anything embarrassing this entire show ever. Maybe. I thought it was one word, and it was called Oshkin Schlatters.
Okay. Oshkosh Bagosh is what it was called. I want to get Matt Derrick's thoughts on the Diana Rossini tweet about running backs. If the Chiefs are in the market for the running back, what he's going to be watching for tonight, and are there actually jobs on the line that somebody could earn before Tuesday, or are we just watching a numbers game as in, well, this person's on the team if they keep this number of linebackers, and this person's on the team? We'll talk about that coming up next. All right, so the Commanders have officially traded Brian Robinson Jr. The 49ers are acquiring some players. They get Sky Moore for a sixth-rounder, and they have acquired Brian Robinson Jr. for a sixth-rounder. So
Is he playing wide receiver?
I don't know. Is Sky Moore playing running back? That would be odd. We talked yesterday about Pretty Ricky saying the Dolphins were the favorite at that point. This morning, him tweeting out and saying the Commanders are trading Brian Robinson Jr. today. But 2 days ago or yesterday's tweet was saying that at that point the Dolphins were the favorites, which got me talking about Jalen Wright. That's right. Got me talking about Jalen Wright. If the Chiefs were looking to acquire a running back, because in that draft in 2024, the Chiefs were sitting in the fourth round, and there was a definitive need at running back. They end up taking Jared Wiley and Jaden Hicks, and they were 11 picks away, and a running back hadn't been taken for 40 selections. They were 11 picks away, and the Dolphins trade up or trade into the fourth round. They didn't have a fourth rounder. They traded a third rounder in this draft to move and get a fourth rounder last year to take Jalen Wright. And the next 11 picks, there were 5 running backs taken before the Chiefs were on the clock with Jared Wiley. Maybe one of those running backs is a Chief, but Bucky Irving went, Jalen Wright went, and 49ers backup running back Isaac Guerendo went. One of the fastest running backs in the draft last year. A guy that I had talked about, Stephen St. John, was a big fan of Isaac Guerendo, 6 foot, 220, and a burner. The 49ers took him a number of picks in front of, maybe a couple of picks in front of Jared Wiley. Last year, 84 carries, 420 yards, and 4 touchdowns, 5 yards per carry. Last year, also had 15 receptions for 150 yards as well. With McCaffrey being out and other guys, like he had opportunities to go and play in games, and I believe he even did he start a game last year?
Guerendo, yeah.
So he started 2 games last year. He had 15 carries, 78 yards, and 2 touchdowns against Chicago. And then the Rams, he had 16 carries, 57 yards against the Bears.
I drafted McCaffrey last year 1-1, and I had the Jordan Mason, Isaac Guerendo stashes.
Yeah.
This is intriguing. I don't know why the Niners would go and get Brian Robinson unless they don't think McCaffrey, obviously, he's not been the pinnacle of health, but you have Guerendo, who I think you trust. Obviously, you probably want 3 backs. I get that, but you just spent decent draft capital, and obviously the monetary impact is already with McCaffrey, unless they're just so concerned at wide receiver and say, hey, we're going to play McCaffrey like in the slot.
Or we're not going to have McCaffrey run any short yardage situation. We're not putting him in danger of Brian Robinson, you're going to be our guy we bring in on short yardage. McCaffrey's going to be our first and second down back, although McCaffrey out of the backfield is really good.
I was about to say, but isn't that his calling card almost, is his ability to pick up the first down and the touchdowns and all that stuff.
Yeah. So I don't know what the plan is going to be, but clearly it's going to be closer to a running back by committee in San Francisco than I thought it was about an hour ago with Christian McCaffrey's health. But maybe that opens up the door for Guerendo. And I talked about Jalen Wright yesterday that, there is a propensity for Brett Veach and the Chiefs to acquire and look at guys that they liked in the draft anyway. I don't know if they liked Guerendo or not in the draft. I know that last year, and I talked about yesterday, Daniel Jeremiah had connected Jalen Wright to the Chiefs as a day 2 pick. That did not happen. He went in the 4th round to the Dolphins. But Guerendo's also a big play guy, a home run type hitter. And he's returned some kicks last year too. So I don't know, just throwing a dart out there, but that's the news. 49ers have acquired Brian Robinson Jr. and on Wednesday night acquired Sky Moore. Do you think the Chiefs, or how, Matt, so Diana Rossini tweeted out, sorry, I don't know why I was doing that with my hands.
We all enjoyed it, though.
Yeah, Diana Rossini tweeted out that the Chiefs were one of the 3 teams that was looking to acquire a running back. So I wonder, how much the Chiefs are going to be dedicating time or, resources or whatever to acquire a running back at this point. Maybe Brian Robinson was too rich for their blood. They didn't want to give up a 6th rounder and whatever it might have cost. I don't know if they were even in the mix. She didn't say that the Chiefs and Brian Robinson, just that Chiefs, Saints, and I can't remember the other team that was looking to acquire a running back. So what do you make of that? with the Chiefs and how much they would be interested in doing that.
Yeah, Chiefs are looking to acquire a running back. I mean, there is absolutely no doubt about it in my mind. I've had this in my roster projection, and the one that, this could still be up within the hour. I was working on it during the break.
Yeah, you were. Absolutely.
Need to get a headline and a photo with it. But I've got them carrying 3 running backs right now off for the initial 53 because I think the 4th running back is not on this roster.
No Elijah Mitchell, I'm assuming, is the
Carson Steele.
And that folds into this story, too, because I think that you look at what the 49ers are doing, and they're trying to pick up a 3rd running back. Well, guess what? They could have kept Elijah Mitchell if they wanted to.
Yeah, right.
And they chose not to. So I think that might be give you a little bit of insight into where Elijah Mitchell fits in, because he just hasn't had anything impressive during camp or the preseason that makes you think, okay, well, that's the back that the Chiefs need.
Mm-hmm.
They brought him in to be a speed type running back, and at this point, Brashard Smith has been more effective in that type of role than Elijah Mitchell has. So I think you're going to go with Brashard Smith. Now, the Chiefs could still use some explosion at running back because that's not what Isaiah Pacheco and Kareem Hunt are. They're not explosive. I mean, everybody always talks about Pacheco's speed and everything, but Pacheco, his speed diminishes when he changes direction. He's not a change of direction guy. So, yes, as long as he's running in a straight line, he's super fast. It's just when he makes a move, he slows down, and not everybody. Brashard Smith doesn't slow down through his moves.
People confuse Isaiah Pacheco's aggressive running style and how hard he pounds the ground and how quickly he pops back up as being a dynamic runner. He's a good running back. He's a fine running back.
He's a fine running back, and he's got. I mean, like I said, he's got what 4.39 speed.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not bad at all.
Yeah, he's fine.
It's just
fine
that
running back.
it's just change of direction, and some guys can maintain their speed when they change direction, and some can't.
And it's like Kareem Hunt has much better vision and ability to find the holes in the defense and the blocking scheme. He just doesn't have the burst to then get through there and break off a bigger run like he had in 2017 and some of 2018. Yeah. Pacheco lacks the vision and some of the running back instincts that Kareem Hunt has. And so, if you could combine those guys, that'd be great, but you can't.
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, we've been talking about it. Who's the third down back on this team?
I think it's Kareem Hunt.
I would guess it's Kareem Hunt at this point.
I mean, but Kareem is not your ideal third down back.
But he's a good pass. Well,
your ideal one would be like Jerick McKinnon.
I was going to say, I mean, that's your prototype.
Yeah.
So, if you're the Chiefs, you'd love to have a speed guy that can catch the football out of the backfield, above average blocker, who could do all those things a little bit. I mean, Kareem's not a speed guy anymore. That's not what he does. I mean, he can still catch the football, but he's also not going to take, I think, a screen pass for 80 yards anymore. I mean, Pacheco's not a third down back really in the best sense. Even Brashard Smith at this point isn't one, although I will say his blocking has been above average, mostly because he's got that Jerick McKinnon want to.
Yeah.
I mean, he's willing to sacrifice his body, and that's the first thing you have to have as a blocker. He has no idea about the technique, but he knows if a guy's coming at him, he's like, I better throw myself in front of this guy.
I guess my question then would come down to, even if they bring in another running back, right? Because if they want to give Smith a little more time to get acclimated here, right? Especially in the actual flow of an NFL game, not just preseason. Are you going to keep 4 running backs active on game day? Because if Smith is going to be your kick returner with Nico Remigio, I don't think you're going to be, not activating Kareem or a Pacheco. Is it more or less a breaking case of emergency? Or are we maybe too hung up on this specific speed running back when he might not even be active on the game days?
I mean, and we're talking about this, but you're right. I mean, because the Chiefs weren't looking for a Brian Robinson. They're not looking for a $3.4 million player that
does what Kareem Hunt or Pacheco
does.
Already does. Yeah.
I mean, they're looking for a very specific player.
Yes.
It's a cheap guy who is a third down back and has got some speed.
That's why I've mentioned Jalen Wright and Isaac Grindo.
Yeah, I mean, that's the particular one they're looking for. I mean, and it's going to be, to your point, it might not be a guy who's active every week on game day. Maybe it's only going to be specific ones, and so. And if you're going to be that running back, you also got to play special teams. Well, Brian Robinson's not playing special teams.
Right. That's true. Good point.
I mean, you're looking for a very specific player, and you're not looking for a superstar. You're not looking for they're not looking for somebody to come in and take over as a starter. They're looking for somebody to play a specific role.
Yeah, and they typically only have 3 running backs active on game day, even when they keep 4. So we'll see. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. What is Matt Derrick looking for tonight? And are there jobs on the line that somebody can earn and actually make the team with a performance? Or will this just be a numbers game as this person makes the team if they're going to keep this number of cornerbacks? Essentially, can somebody move up or down the depth chart based on what we think it already is with tonight's performance? We'll take a timeout. More Zone next. All right, hanging out with Matt Derrick, Chiefs Digest 41 is the Mike podcast. All right, Matt, what tonight will you be looking for in this game that is going to be their dress rehearsal, which is typically week number 2? It'll be week number 3 now. So, first of all, your assessment of switching week 2 and week 3 for Andy Reid, and then things you might be paying a little bit closer attention to tonight.
I mean, this is how I would do it if I were an NFL team because, there's a 3-week layoff between that second preseason game and the beginning of the season. If your starters are laying off for 3 weeks, they're bound to come out rusty. I mean, even 2 weeks is bound to be a little rusty. But I think that makes sense. I mean, Andy Reid's a bit of a businessman too. I mean, he gets Mark Donovan and Clark Hunt. I mean, when I asked him about why he did The Kingdom for ESPN, he was pretty blunt. Just said, "My boss told me to."
Told me to, yes.
Hey, are you going to play your only preseason game and not play your starters and not have Patrick Mahomes out there for the home fans? Was that maybe a factor too? Wouldn't be. I wouldn't put it past him, but. His logic and reasoning is also another reason why I would do it, which is that you play the guys that you need to see the most in that second preseason game. Give your front office and your coaching staff more time to evaluate those guys because you do that in your third preseason game. I mean, you've got 1 weekend now to go through that and discuss it, to back it up with what you see in practice. Now they did the exact opposite. They put all those young guys, gave them all the snaps that they wanted to and they could in that second preseason game. Then they were able to rejigger the depth chart, say, okay, well, here's the guys we liked, here's the guys we didn't. Let's back it up and see who can now follow up that in a couple of days of practice. So I think it's smart.
Mm-hmm. I do wonder, is this because we've talked about Andy Reid deviating from the plan in the last couple of years, and he typically doesn't do that. So here's what to expect from Patrick Mahomes in week 1 and the starters in week 1 and then week 2. Is this now a trend change for Andy Reid to maybe go with the third preseason game that he plays Mahomes and the starters?
I think it should be if it's not going to. Like I said, it'll be interesting if in a year when they've got 2 home games, but if it's different.
Yeah, true.
And if the second game in a 1 home game preseason is week 1 or week 2, does that change it?
That would be interesting to see if
that
it's
would
how
be
much is
interesting.
the businessman of Andy Reid's coming through this year.
But I mean, as for a much of a creature of habit that Andy Reid has been, he has in the last 5 years I felt like shown more willingness to adapt. And honestly, I mean, I almost go back to probably 2019 is even the beginning. But COVID was really it. I mean, since COVID. Yeah. He has really adapted because, then he saw that, hey, there were things that they had to do during COVID that he's like, I kind of like this. So let's keep doing this. And then as they've had longer and longer seasons, obviously he's figured a way to try and give his guys, more time off and everything. But, I even think, like I said, it goes back to 2018, 2019. I think that was about what's kind of the time when he started backing off on Wednesday practices and making them no pads, nothing, just light kind of run-throughs and everything like that because, just, hey, trying to get his guys more rested, for the end of the season so they didn't collapse in the playoffs, and it seemed to work.
Yeah. Anything you're looking for tonight, watching a little closer than maybe other positions?
I mean, obviously you're going to continue to watch the left side of the offensive line. You want to see how long Simmons and Kingsley Suamataia play in this game. I mean, Kingsley especially. I think the more snaps, the better. I still don't think that they're going to have either one of those guys playing out there with the 2s to get them more snaps. I think they'll probably come out with the 1s. It's always possible to leave the entire second team out there for a few more reps with the first team out there rather with Gardner, just to give him a little bit more time too. But first team might play a full quarter, maybe a drive into the second quarter would be my expectation. Probably a lot of time from the 2s tonight, and then obviously the third team plays up a little bit. It's the roster bubble guys that to me I'll be watching the most and be interested in the most. Marlon Tuipulotu. I mean the Polynesians. I'm sorry,
nailed it.
I messed it up, confusing one name for the other. But Tuipulotu, one I'm really interested in because with Anadike Uzama going down, there's a defensive line spot open.
Yeah,
and it's either going to be I think him or Malik Herring. The one thing to Tuipulotu, and I think they would love for him to just claim it, is that they need a backup nose tackle behind Mike Pennell. because they really don't have anybody that's claimed that spot. I mean, Tui Peludo, Fabian Lovett are in that ilk. Keziah Izzard in that ilk, but none of them have really just jumped out and said, okay, here's a guy who can give you 20 or 30 snaps a game. So Tui Peludo is getting that chance. I thought he got that chance last week. Now he's kind of getting a second chance, I think, this week to prove himself. So he might be the guy that ends up claiming that spot. Certainly, that's still a position the Chiefs might make a trade for. And Josh Williams. Josh Williams, with a good performance, either is going to claim his spot on the 53, or he is going to make himself a valuable trade commodity.
Yeah, right. So either way, a good performance from Joshua Williams is a good thing for the Chiefs tonight.
Because that's the crazy thing. The Chiefs are both actively looking for cornerback depth and listening to calls about their cornerbacks. So
yeah, which shows you what they think about their own cornerbacks there, which would be fascinating if a team is like, you know what, I'll take Joshua Williams. I'll take that guy off your hands and give you a draft pick because, I don't think Spags and Dave Merritt can figure him out, so I'll bring him in. I'm not sure that Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes can figure out how to use Sky Moore. I'll bring him in here in San Francisco. And
he's
Kyle
long
Shanahan.
and lean,
I'll
and
get
you
it.
can't teach that.
That is true. Which is why they drafted him in the 4th round. Like his intangibles and his speed and athleticism and those traits, you can't really teach the traits. You can't teach the speed and length. And apparently somebody would think that they could teach better than Dave Merritt as the cornerbacks coach with Joshua Williams. That would scare me. Nothing against Joshua Williams. That would scare me from acquiring him. And it's like, if Dave Merritt and Spags couldn't figure this guy out, I'm good.
There's not a lot of NFL coaches who don't think that they're better than every one of their counterparts.
That's a good point.
You gotta have a certain amount of ego to make that level.
Even if you're the Giants, you think you have it all figured out. You think
Exactly.
Joe Judge thought he was better than everyone.
Yeah,
I mean,
good point.
Colts think
Adam Gase thought he was in Josh McDaniels. They all thought that they were better than everyone else.
Do we see any reps at left guard with the first team besides somebody named Kingsley tonight?
I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, I don't
I mean, all indications are that this is plan A. I mean, do the Chiefs have a plan B and a plan C? Yes, they do. But I have seen zero evidence to this point that they're preparing to implement that for week 1.
What do you think plan B is? Is it Caliendo or Moore?
That's the question. I think it might be Moore.
Okay.
Oh.
Interesting.
I think Jalen Moore is probably, from the people I've talked to, I think Jalen Moore is viewed as the better guard at this point.
So it'd be Jalen Moore is one
So
of
I
your
think it
5
would be
best.
Jalen Moore.
Yeah.
The only reason it wouldn't be is that if the Chiefs are really legitimately concerned that they might need Jalen Moore at tackle at some point during the season and then they don't want to shuffle their line again, then maybe they go to Caliendo first.
That was my main thought process because we know that Andy doesn't like to disrupt 2 spots, right?
Yeah.
So my thought was,
he did last year. So.
well, he was forced to
Right? I mean,
last year. I don't think he enjoyed that.
Yeah.
So
No.
that's why I kind of gave Caliendo the nod, was just in case Simmons, obviously the patellar, and he's a rookie. I know he's looked really good so far, but still, there's a little concern there. And then obviously right tackle, I think you're so some of the knee maybe concerns with Juwan Taylor.
I mean, since they didn't play Juwan on that turf and in the rain in Seattle,
True.
I mean, it tells you that they're still concerned about his knee.
so that was what I got.
Yeah, I do wonder as well. Like, I know we're up against it, but there had to be a percentage part of not playing in Seattle, the starters, because of the time, the area, the turf, the field, all of that stuff, the rain. Just like, you know what, let's not even worry about it.
I was asked, somebody said that they thought that Charles Omenihu looked slow in that game, and I'm like, I'm Charles Omenihu. I'm probably playing slow in that game too because I had no interest in playing on that turf in the rain.
I don't think many defensive players for the Chiefs had interest in playing on Friday night, so we'll see what they do coming out tonight. Matt Derrick, Chiefs Digest 41 is the Mike podcast. Chiefs Digest, that projected 53 is going to be up soon.
There you go.
All right, looking forward to it. We'll go through that and see what Matt Derrick has to say about the 53-man roster. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, guys.
We'll take a timeout. College football, we'll go through the local team's record next. Thank you to Matt Derrick joining us, breaking down the Kansas City Chiefs. They have preseason game number 3 tonight. First game there at Arrowhead Stadium. They get to take on the Bears tonight. And luckily, in preseason game number 3, both teams will be playing their starters. So we will see the starters there for the Chiefs. And Ben Johnson said yesterday that the starters will play for the Bears, and they will, quote, play it by ear for how long Caleb Williams and the boys will be out there on the field. This is one, obviously, on KSHB, but it's also an NFL Network game tonight at kickoff at 7:20. So it's a nationally televised Bears-Chiefs. So, yes, there's a lot of build-up and lead-up with ESPN today talking about this game and the final preseason game. And a lot of it, too, Sterling, is because of how good the Bears' offense looked last week.
Well, what's going to be the most obnoxious thing in the world is once and if the Bears win, because this matters to them because
I don't know, man. The Chiefs are pissed about last
Chiefs
Friday.
Starters will come out, and I think they'll do their job. But after that, once they start getting down there, it is what it is. It's not that big of a deal. But what's going to be obnoxious are Bears fans who are already perpetually one of the most obnoxious fan bases in football.
I was gonna say, they ain't the most. That's the Eagles.
No. But
you lived in Philly with them.
For a team, which is funny, is Philly fans used to actually love the Chiefs. When I would live there, they loved us. They loved me. They loved Andy.
Because Andy, yeah.
They loved Patrick. It was hilarious. A lot of Philly fans were also Chiefs fans. It was
weird.
Crap, just like AFC. Like they liked them. It's funny the shift in the economy of it now, but
everybody.
I just always think Bears fans, because maybe delusional's the way.
Delulu,
according to Chiefs drop-ins.
Or
they always think that they are. It's almost like Nebraska football now. Like that's where I feel like they're like, remember how good we were? Yeah, in the 80s,
90s. But Bears, you're talking about Bears fans, yeah.
But Bears fans, right. I'm sitting here like, how long has it been? And
I think they're like, I don't know. I know a couple of Bears fans, and it's more just like, of course, well, I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop. They're just waiting for this team to somehow implode. It's just what they do.
I got to hear. I mean, the Tyson Bagent story is incredible. It's awesome. I'm so happy for him. But we had to hear about when he started. Is he a top 12 quarterback? How many teams could he start for? Like what are we doing here, Bears fans?
Every of them.
Luther Burn going to go off. Let's go.
Yes, every of them.
Don't ruin Luther for me.
Yes. Matt Derrick heads back into the studio.
What's going on? I was shocked.
He was Sterling is screaming. Matt's finishing up his story.
I wasn't yelling at you, Matt. You're a great guy.
You're yelling.
The Bears fans are delusional. That's all I'm saying.
Delulu.
I can't say that. It sounds weird. It sounds lame.
I'll say it for you. All right, let's get into some college football. We'll talk with Mick Schaefer coming up later on this hour. We did this last year before the season started and went through each game pretty quickly, just wins, losses, and then figuring out what the record is at the end of the season for these 3 teams, with week 0 being local teams. We will do that today. I do want to look back, though, at last year's prediction for Sterling, Dylan, and I, and what we came up with, and then ultimately what that ended up being for the teams. With Mizzou, Sterling and Dylan had Mizzou at 10-2.
Yeah.
And I had them at 11-1. And listening to the conversation at the time, and I was like, I have no idea. Like, I went through game by game, and it's one of those where you go through game by game, and it's like, well, I think they win this one. I think they lose that one. I think they win this one. And then at the end of the year, you're like, well, the odds are that they're not going to do this. So there's a loss or two somewhere along the lines, but do I just randomly find one? You know what? This is what I think is going to happen. They were number 11 in the country to start the season. Yeah. The schedule was pretty good. Their tough road to A&M was off a bye week. Like, okay, there's some things that work in their favor. Clearly wrong about that with Mizzou not being 10-2.
10-3.
Right, 10-3, but 9-3.
We didn't count the
9-3. That loss to South Carolina is really the one that killed you and Dylan.
Yeah,
because you guys would have been exactly right. You would have nailed it. K-State, you and I had them 10-2. Dylan had them 9-3. They ended up going 8-4.
They collapsed in the stretch.
Yes.
Killed us.
That was rough. And then KU, we all had the same exact record and the same exact conference record for KU. We all had them at 9-3.
Yeah, I was
6-3 in conference. Not expecting them to lose all of those games at the beginning of the season with Illinois and UNLV, and I mean, just like starting off as rough as they did. Did not expect that to be the case, but that ultimately was the case. And
so you have to buy Dylan and I lunch because you're the farthest one away.
That's not what we did. We did not do that.
We didn't do that.
We did not to do that. There was nothing of a doing that. So I was trying to find the updated win totals for each team, so we can have the closest one to date now.
Yeah.
So looking through here, I just want to record what the specific as in real time right now. So we got Kansas State at 8.5, KU 6.5, Mizzou 7.5. We'll go in that order and go through the games here.
Okay.
In that order, because K-State starts the season, then KU, then Mizzou.
Like it.
So let's start off with Kansas State. They play Iowa State tomorrow, but let's go through here these games pretty quickly. We'll do them in some chunks. We don't need to go individually break down games and matchups or anything, but I've got them winning tomorrow against Iowa State, taking care of business, getting off to a 1-0 start. I think it's crucial for this K-State team to get off to a 1-0 start in this Farmageddon matchup, and losing 4-5, climbing to Matt Campbell. I think it's a big moment for Avery Johnson. And so I think K-State wins tomorrow, and I think they head into the bye week. Their first 4 weeks, they win. They take care of North Dakota at home and Army at home, and they go to Arizona against one of the worst teams in the Big 12. And the head coach of Arizona, who is the betting favorite to be the first coach fired in college football this year, and they win that game, and they're 4-0 at the bye.
Yeah, I agree with that, by the way. I think Iowa State, that was my fact or fiction. I said fact that they're going to look good and control that game.
That's right. You had fact that they what was it?
Win convincingly.
Convincingly, that was the word.
It doesn't necessarily mean points, but it means, let's say they're up 10 and Iowa State scores a touchdown late. That's the game wasn't in danger late. I just believe in the run game for K-State and early on in the season. I think that's most important. I think passing offenses at times can be a little inconsistent. Also, I think though you can have the flip side, which is a inexperienced and not great K-State secondary. Could it be taken advantage of? Do you give it big plays early? But I'm buying in on K-State, especially early in the season and just this year in general. I think Kleiman has them coming out strong. I got K-State beating Iowa State, and then again, of course, the first four weeks of the season.
I gave out betting advice yesterday, and I never do. One of my friends that lives in Arizona, he was texting me from the Diamondbacks game, the game in which they walked off the Guardians. So
nice.
I'm like, hey, look, as long as you're getting good, juju for the Diamondbacks to win that game. And he was talking about, he's like, why he I'm trying to think of the question. It was something along the lines of, am I wrong to be all over Iowa State in this game against Kansas State? And I said, well, I don't think you're necessarily wrong. It's the first game of the season. It's week 0. Who knows what's going to happen in some of these games? And I gave the reasons why I was picking Kansas State. And then he, plays daily fantasy football. And he was like, Dylan Edwards and talking about him. And I was like, you know what? Because I talked about this with Derek Young. I said, I really like Joe Jackson. Like, I think Joe Jackson is going to be more of a name around here and in the Big 12 as the season goes on. And if we're talking about a big running game, I think so many people are looking at Dylan Edwards. I think Joe Jackson, has a chance of having a big game. And that really excited him because he's like, dude, Joe Jackson is so cheap in daily fantasy. He's like, dude, if I can get a big game from somebody that's that cheap, I mean, you win a lot of money in that. I'm like, oh, well, I'm just saying, I'm not saying to go and do, I'm just telling you, as the season progresses, I'm not saying he's going to go out there and have a Dylan Edwards bowl game.
So, Jason, my house is on this now.
Yes, Joe Jackson for $7,000 or Dylan Edwards for $20,000 in daily fantasy. Who do you take? Honestly, at that price, I might take Joe Jackson for almost a third of the price.
But he's shooed Joe Jackson, not shoeless. He's shooed.
That's true. By the way, how does he not wear number 5? How is it Jackson 4 and not Jackson 5? I mean, come on,
there's
that
so
just
many things
seems
he
pretty
could do,
easy there. Same thing with Jalen Royals not being 85. or paying Patrick Mahomes for 15. That would have been smart.
Yeah.
How do you not do that? Come on. So we both have them 4-0. They get done with the bye week. They take on UCF. They 3 byes this year for K-State and KU, 3 bye weeks, because this is a 2 bye week season.
Yeah.
But they play week 0, so 3 bye weeks for K-State and KU. After the bye, we both have them 4-0. UCF at Baylor and TCU. 2 of those games being at home. I think they take care of UCF. They take care of TCU. I think they drop the game to Baylor. I think they are 5-0 heading to Baylor, and Baylor I think is the 5th betting favorite in the Big 12.
Yeah.
That's going to be a big game for both. I'm going with Baylor in this one, so I've got them heading into their second bye being 5-1.
So I think that's
6-1.
That's a good one. I thought about that one. I thought about having them lose to Baylor. I think that's going to be a very, very difficult game, but I am going to go with K-State in that one. I have them, 7-0?
It'd be 7-0 if you've got them winning all of those as well.
I have them 7-0 heading into the new booth.
What's up, Emo? So nice job. Yeah, what's up? Your K-State love. Why are you Wabash cannonballing over there? Wabash cannonballing.
I believe in K-State this year. I believe in Avery Johnson.
Yes. You want to play some Sandstorm right now?
I mean, I like Darude. It's an absolute banger of a song. Joker and the Thief. I like Wolf Mother. Wolf Mother has some great songs, by the way. Not just that. Wolf Mother, great.
Wolf Mother, great. I've got them. Look, joking with you, 7-0 for K-State is not unrealistic. I mean, sorry for the double negative. It's realistic for them to be 7-1 or 7-0. I just think that Baylor game is going to be tough. So 6-1 for me, 7-0. So that means coming off the bye, you've got them undefeated heading to the new booth. I've got them 6-1 heading to the new booth there against KU. Let's start with you, Sterling. What do you got in this game?
I think this is where they fall.
I've got KU winning this one as well.
Yeah, I think
you loved it. Wow, how about that? You're already turning in your purple.
No,
that was quick.
I think they fall.
Heel turn.
Fall in Lawrence.
It was a closer game last year.
To me, it's the first one in the new booth. I think KU's. There's a lot on the line. I mean, like, you want to, in any year, protect your home field advantage and Sunflower Showdown, especially.
Showdown. They're both coming off the bye as well.
Yeah, and so for me, new stadium, renovated stadium, you gotta, I think, try and prove a point for Kansas. So I have Kansas winning at home.
Yeah.
All right, the Sunflower Showdown.
Sunflower Showdown. Okay. All right. I do think it's nice that both teams are coming off the bye.
Yeah,
that's good.
That's a huge help. Yeah, it's a huge, not help. It's a fair.
Yes, agreed. They then play Texas Tech at home before their third bye week. I've got them taking care of Texas Tech. That's going to be a tough one. That's a big one because I worry that if I have them losing to KU, this is one I went back and forth on.
Yeah.
If I have them losing to KU, does KU beat them twice? That they lose to the rival and then they come back home against the third betting favorite in the Big 12 and Texas Tech that has a talented roster with a lot of money that they spent. Do they take care of business there? I went with a win at home for K-State there against Tech, but this is one I went back and forth on.
Yeah, I went with the win at Tech as well, or win against Tech at home as well. I just both those kind of a coin flip between Kansas and Texas Tech. It's I think they at least lose one. I just think again in Lawrence, it'll be rowdy. So I'm going. They come back and they take care of business, bounce back and beat Tech.
They have the bye week. They head to Oklahoma State.
So another bye week.
Another bye week. That's right. They got back-to-back bye weeks with Oklahoma State and their bye. And then they head to Utah, which could be the difference in playing for the Big 12 championship or not. And by virtue of me picking K-State to win the Big 12, I'm going to pick them to win in Utah because if I've got them losing to Baylor and I've got them losing to KU, if they lose to Utah, that would have two of the teams that could be in the mix there with tiebreakers over K-State. They would have the tiebreaker over Tech if it happens that way. But I've got them going to Utah and a statement game for KU or for K-State and getting that win and then taking care of Colorado at home.
Yeah, I have them losing at Utah. Yeah. I think the end of season struggle train semi continues where you drop one that you probably should win. But or I don't know if should win's even the right word. They might be at this point, even if K-State. If they're 10.
Utah's the third betting favorite.
9-1.
Texas Tech, Utah and Texas Tech are tied at the third betting favorite.
I had them going 10-2, and so the losses I have are at Kansas and at Utah. Again, Baylor I think is a solid one. I think Texas Tech. There's about 4 games.
That's what I did. 4 games, and I'm like, I think they go 2-2 in these 4 games.
And you and I just did different 2-game stretches. We agreed on Kansas. We agreed on Tech. I just think at Utah, and you have at Baylor.
At Baylor.
But yeah, so I have K-State going 10-2.
10-2 as well. Okay, that's
and winning the Big 12, by the way.
Okay, so 11-2 heading to the college football playoff for K-State for both of us actually. All right, KU, their total is 6.5 this year. They start off with Fresno tomorrow, then they have Wagner, then they head to Mizzou. I've got them 2-0 heading to Columbia.
Yeah,
2-0. Okay. And then they've got their bye week after Mizzou. I've got them 2-1. I think Mizzou takes care of business there in Columbia and wins that game. Mizzou's 1-0. KU's 2-0 before that Mizzou game. So I've got KU heading to the bye at 2-1.
Yeah, agreed. I think Missouri takes care of business at home. Yeah.
So then they've got a 4-game stretch after their first bye. Home to West Virginia, home to Cincinnati, then at Central Florida, then at Tech. The first 3 games after the bye are 3 of the worst teams in the Big 12, 2 of them at home. So
tantalizing.
They damn sure better take care of West Virginia and Cincinnati at home if they want to have the season that they're hoping that they would have. And then UCF on the road. I mean, it's UCF and Oklahoma State fighting to who is going to be the worst team in the Big 12 this year.
And Arizona.
Yeah. Shouldn't leave out Arizona as well.
Who they also play.
Yes. West Virginia not far behind. But so I've got them taking care of West Virginia, Cincinnati, and UCF, and then losing at Texas Tech.
Agreed. So
we're in the same 4-game
we're in the
stretch.
same boat. Yeah. KU's schedule is interesting this year where they play Arizona, Oklahoma State, UCF. They play some bad teams, Cincinnati, West Virginia. But they also have, again, the road game at Missouri.
Yeah.
They have the road game at Iowa State. They have road game at Texas Tech.
At Utah, or versus Utah.
Versus Utah. Their schedule is a little up and down.
Yeah, neither K-State or KU plays Arizona State this year, which is the second betting. I would tell you where they were picked to finish in the Big 12 by the media, but the Big 12 didn't have a media poll, so I can't tell you that. Well, Arizona State was picked to win the Big 12.
Yeah.
No, Arizona State and K-State are tied for the betting favorite to win the Big 12. So we both have them at 5-2 heading into the bye. K-State, we've already talked about it. We both have that as a win for KU.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State is going to be a win for almost anybody that plays them.
Yes.
So I've got a win there. And then at Arizona, they may have a different coach by then.
Yeah, agreed. So is that 8-2?
It's 8-2 at this point for KU. And it's like, they won 9 games 2 years ago. They fall back to 5 last year. They had all of the turnovers that were at inopportune times for them. So they go to the bye. I've got them losing the last 2 weeks of the season.
Hey.
I've got them losing at Iowa State and losing to Utah.
Yeah, welcome to the club. That's why, I don't like agreeing with you.
I know, we're
bummer.
both at 8-4. Wow, we had every single game picked for
the
KU
same,
the exact
the same way.
Wow, that's interesting. So we've only been off on really one game through the 24 that we've picked because it's Baylor or Utah. I've got them losing to Baylor and beating Utah. You've got them beating Baylor and losing to Utah. And then KU, every single one of them, we've got them the same.
Again, their schedule is just an interesting schedule for. I mean, it's not bad. Their schedule's very.
They play 5 of the bottom 6 teams in the Big 12 this year.
It lines up nicely for, I think, hitting the over for Kansas.
Yeah.
It lines up nicely for a bounce-back season, but I don't think it lines up nicely for cresting 10 wins because, again, at Missouri, at Texas Tech, Kansas State, again, we have them winning, but still that's a tough game.
At Iowa State,
and then against Utah. It's one of those, again, you got some nice easier ones in there for the Big 12. Then you have some tougher ones that I'm not saying they don't have a chance in, but it'll be real difficult to pull those ones out.
All right, so Missouri 7.5. They are picked 12th.
I've seen anywhere.
SEC?
I mean, I've seen them anywhere from 12th to 5th to I've seen a wide range of where Missouri. I mean, but I think the SEC as a whole, you have a whole bunch of teams in that range of Missouri. You have Auburn. I think South Carolina. I mean, I've seen South Carolina, finishing top 4. I've seen them bottom 3. It's just very intriguing how the SEC schedule lines up.
All right, so let's go to it. Missouri does not leave Columbia until 2031, I believe. I believe the lease at Truman Sports Complex will be up before Missouri takes their first road game. They play Central Arkansas, KU, Louisiana, South Carolina, UMass, and Bama at home to start the season, with a bye week mixed in, mind you. Yeah. So let's go through the first 3. Central Arkansas, KU, and Louisiana. We've already talked about KU. Central Arkansas and Louisiana, they better win. I've got them 3-0.
Yeah, agreed. I am a little not nervous.
About Louisiana?
The KU game, I want to make sure they know who their quarterback is by then.
Well,
Brabula or Sam Horn. I know Central Arkansas, but again, as a Mizzou fan, I'm sure KU fans feel the same way when the basketball game was revitalized. And this year, I mean, it felt different. Now football's back. It does mean something. Like, as a Mizzou alum, it's funny to say, "Oh, does it matter? It's Kansas." Like, you want to joke about it, but it matters. I care about it. Like, I do. I don't want to poo-poo it and act like it does. No, it does. It's the SEC motto. It means more, but it means more for the border war. I want to know, and I want to see, is it Sam Horn or is it Brabula? Because that needs to be figured out against Central Arkansas. I'm sure it will be, but you can't have that situation when Missouri got curb stomped by K-State a few years ago, if you remember that one, and that can't happen.
So the Louisiana one not the Central Arkansas or the KU one, because I do think they'll take care of business. The Louisiana one to me is interesting because it's right after KU and right before South Carolina.
Yeah.
So that sandwich there is one of those trap games, if you want to call it that. We'll see. I've got them winning that one in 3-0. South Carolina, I think, is one of those swing games for Missouri's season, that they lose to South Carolina on the road with that last-second late touchdown by the Gamecocks. I think they beat South Carolina this year and then take care of UMass. They're 5-0 heading into the bye.
Agreed. I think South Carolina took a step back this year. I think they're ranked a little too high, in my opinion. Yeah. I think people are a little too excited about their finish last year was incredible, but I don't know if that was sustainable. I don't know if that was the real South Carolina.
Well, you got to worry about a quarterback that drove down the field.
Insane quarterback play. I'm not disagreeing there, but they've also hemorrhaged some wide receivers now in some seasons. I'm a little not out on South Carolina, but I think they're overvalued right now. I don't know what their over-under is, but I think I'd take the under if they're ranked 13th in the nation. I think it's a little too rich for my blood. And again, at home, I think you're going to see Drink get the Tigers up for this one, because that game last year hurt. That one hurt, and he's going to remind them of what was at stake. So I know some guys have obviously gone from that team, but I think they take care of business.
South Carolina's over-under is the 7, or the same as Mizzou at 7.5, and the juice is actually on the under. Over 7.5 is plus 140 for South Carolina. So if you took the under, you wouldn't really get much
They have
value.
A difficult schedule, if I'm not
minus
mistaken.
175. So I've got them 5-0 heading into the bye. Let's finish up Mizzou here. They have a 3-game stretch before their next bye. It's against Bama, at Auburn, and at Vandy. I've got them losing to Bama, losing to Auburn, and then beating Vanderbilt before the bye. So their second bye week, I've got them at 5-2.
I haven't beaten Bama, or
6-2.
Sorry, losing to Bama. Sorry, losing to Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Auburn was a flip game for me, but I have them losing a different flip game later on in the season.
Okay.
So I actually have them beating Auburn and then beating Vandy, but I think Vandy's going to be a little tough. They're, is it Pavia?
Yep.
Diego Pavia. I think that he's a good player. Auburn, again, is in that same range as Missouri this year. But I have them losing a different flip game. I don't think they'll lose both, so I'll have them beat Auburn.
Yeah, I've got them 6-2 at that point heading into their second bye. You've got them at 7-1. Final 4-game stretch for them. After the bye, they play A&M at home, Mississippi State at home, and then finish with 2 road games at OU and at Arkansas. Only 4 games on the road for Mizzou this year out of their 12. I think they lose to A&M, man. It's just one of those games that just Royals versus Rangers of years past, So I think they lose to A&M. And then I've got them winning out after that. So they have a 1-3 stretch in the middle of the season, and then they finish and win their last 3 games. Mississippi State they'd better take care of with a win, and then OU Arkansas rivalry games. I'm not going to lose those games. So I end up having them going 9-3.
I have them losing A&M. Because again, same thing. It seems like they have their number. Beat Mississippi State. I hate it. Sorry, this sucks. This pains me. They lose to Todd Lebo.
Specifically, I don't think Todd Lebo can beat the Missouri players on the field. He's not fast enough.
I'm
He's
really
not big
mad by
enough.
this. I'm
not strong enough.
pissed to say it. I won't even say their name. They lose to the Fighting Lebos.
Okay.
And then they win at Arkansas.
So I have 9-3.
9-3 as well. But we have very different ways of getting there.
Yeah, but we both have K-State at 10-2, the over. We both have KU 8-4, the over. We both have Mizzou 9-3, the over.
I hate it. We got different ways of getting there with Missouri, but I hate it. I don't like it.
I did this last year too. It's so stupid.
I don't like it.
But again, it's one of those things to where it's like the Ken Pom. Each individual game, you judge it in its own.
Yeah.
And then over the course of the season, it's like, okay, well, are they going to go? They're picked to win all 12 games, but are they going to go 12-0? No. So they're probably going to go 10-2. So are they going to go 9-3? No. So they're probably going to go, 7-5 or 8-4. So where's the other loss along the way? Could be at Vandy with Pavia. Could be South Carolina. Could be OU.
I think I feel more comfortable with K-State versus any of the other one. Like if you told me Mizzou went 8-4. I think that's probably where
So if you said one of these teams will match the win total that we picked them at, you're most comfortable with K-State.
I think more because I could totally see Missouri going 8-4. I think KU could definitely go 7-5.
Mm-hmm.
I think K-State I feel the most comfortable about being like, yeah, I nailed that at 10-2. I think, and that's the highest one, which is even funny.
All right, we'll take a timeout. We'll come back. Mick Schaefer will hang out with us coming up next. You all right?
Yeah. Didn't know the mics were up. Let's get through it. God, it's going to be a long day. We got to get through it.
That's fine.
Together.
Nope.
Hold hands together. No, I'm just kidding. That's metaphorical.
Drake, let me
Sterling,
know.
get back there.
Let me know when we're recording. Okay. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. Mick Schaefer hanging out with us right here on Sports.
Hey, guys.
Hey,
How are you?
Hey, fella.
Man.
What is up,
My
man?
anchor voice on.
Right,
I
I
got
know.
my Mac on. You're working on your Mac.
I know, right? You know, Return of the Mac is exactly what it is. Mick Schaefer is hanging out with us. He's sponsored by Advent Health Sports Park at Blue Hawk. You can get your Mac on there. Experience world-class sports facilities. They might have mac and cheese, including an ice rink, turf field,
Absolutely, they
state-of-the-art courts, arcade games, laser tag, bowling, sports simulators, and a bar and grill. Advent Health Sports Park at Blue Hawk, where sports and entertainment collide.
I saw 2 of my nieces play basketball there a couple of weekends ago, and I could just go from one side of the place to the other. And I haven't seen my nieces play sports in anything for a long time. But because of that place, I was able to see my nieces play sports.
It's a great
at
idea.
the same time.
It's
Great uncle.
Right? Well, I'm like, I don't want to I got 4 nieces, maybe I don't know, maybe there's more. I don't know.
So one of your nieces.
I'm like, I don't want to go to one over the other, but I could equally see them at that place.
And drink a beer.
Yeah, I had to work that day.
And
so.
play laser tag.
Yeah, I had 2.
So yeah, 2 or 3. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to work that day, so I did have to. Last night, my daughter and son were both playing up at Blue Valley
See,
Sports
there you go.
Complex.
You
So
finally saw your kids play sports.
Yeah, it was cool. So I'm like, you know what? If they're both going to play, I guess I'll check them out.
Who do you like more?
Depends
Everyone
on the
has
day.
a favorite, right?
It's the boy.
Depends on the day.
It's always the boy.
Depends on the day.
Which one's your favorite?
Actually, my daughter's my favorite. It's not even close. Both my boys are now off to college. The house is so clean. It stays clean.
great.
It just stays clean. And it's so quiet, and it's so great. I love it.
Yeah, I mean,
Love it.
seriously, it's like, do you love one more than the No, what's your favorite? Depends on the day. I mean,
I absolutely
ask me
always
on
have a
different
favorite.
days.
Yep.
Yeah, ask me on a certain day, and I'll tell you who the favorite
For
is
the longest
at that time.
It was the oldest because they can do more. They're more independent.
Yeah, cooler.
But then they get in there, 13, they start talking back or whatever, maybe earlier than that.
Yeah,
And then you
9.
shift maybe to the middle one. But then it's, for me, like the daughter, she's always been the sweetest. So after a while, I'm like, forget these 2. I'm going with her. So she's been top of the heap for a while.
Nice. That's good. Yeah. So I was third base coach last night, and in right field, past right field is the other field where my daughter was playing, and so
It's 3 and 2.
yeah. No, it's Blue Valley.
Blue Valley Rec.
And
Gotcha.
so it's field 21, 22. So I'm third base coach, and my daughter's up on the other field, and I may have been watching her while I was supposed to be coaching third base. It
Go.
wasn't a tournament game.
Go.
Wasn't a tournament
You're
game.
just
I'm
sitting
just like,
everyone. Jason, no one's on base. Why are you keep sitting them?
I'm watching her, and she gets a hit, right? I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, my wife. I'm like, yeah, I know, right? And then I look over to the guy at third. I'm like, oh, hey, there's one out. So make sure you remember if
Yeah.
there's a fly ball, you got to get back and tag, all right? Ground ball gets past the pitcher, you're going, all right? But we got one out, so you got to get back here. All right. It was the third pitch of the at-bat by the time I had done my job as the third base coach,
We once had it where it was foul pole to foul pole, back-to-back fields. Both kids were batting at the same
Whoa.
time. And so I got between the foul poles. I'm like, man, what'd be great?
do I
They
do?
both hit home runs at the same time. I'd go grab the balls because I was right there
Yeah.
between the 2 fences. Yeah, probably
Both
struck
struck out.
grounded out, something like that.
Both
Struck
struck
out,
out,
something
yeah.
like that. Yeah, something dumb. And I'm like, no, your sister's my favorite.
Both
Whoever
struck
gets a
out at
hit.
the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoever gets it, both threw the
I
bat
read the
at the same
video
time.
like I was panning back and forth from one field to the other. What's going to happen?
The cinematography was just so good. I mean, the video he shows everybody is really, really good with the cinematography. We watch home videos all the time now, and once we get the tracking right on the VHS, I mean, it's really good.
Hey, Mick, all right.
Do you know what the tracking is there, Sterling?
I
have no idea.
I just wanted to talk sports.
Okay.
That tracks.
We were talking
We
sports.
had K-State going 10-2.
Oh, God, you're going to hate me with my predictions.
We had
12-0.
KU going 8-4. We
4
had
and 8.
the Missouri Tigers going 9-3.
Nailed it.
We both somehow came to some differences of games, but we both came to the same conclusion of games. I don't like it because Jason's always the eternal optimist, and it never ends up
I
well
won't
for
be
us.
the same as you guys.
Where do you land on the 3 local schools?
Probably
I think
smarter than
I'm
us.
negative Nancy this year.
Probably the better
And-
way to be. Like last year, we all went, me,
Yeah.
Sterling, and Dylan had the over in all 3, and all 3 went under.
I don't
You
know.
can't win a negative number of games.
That's a good
Right.
point.
It's true.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And I don't think anybody has player named Nancy on their team. But
K-State
I'm
has a
going with
Nancy.
The Monarchs did.
Avery and his long hair could be one. Last year, a lot of years, I'm so over the top positive, and I'm excited about all these programs. I love all their coaches. I think they're great fits. I think they're taking up, but I feel like it is still college football, and it is hard to go 11-1 or 10-2.
It is,
and so I went with a lot of trends this year, and one of them is that I'm usually wrong about being very positive, and so
I should take.
I'm
that
like the guy
approach.
in Happy Gilmore, like you're gonna hate me. You really hate me now with these predictions here.
The good Happy Gilmore.
I should, I should take that approach, but so there's a way that I've talked about comparing it to what Ken Palm does in basketball, like individual game. Here's what I think will happen in the game. So over the course of the conference schedule, if I take it game by game, I've got this team going 12-6, game by game. But my final conference record prediction for them is 10-8.
Yeah,
because it's sports, and if
sports,
there's a 70% chance in this game and a 60% chance in that game and a 50% chance in this game, or 51% chance, they're not going 3-0 in that stretch. Even though you could look at it individually and say, yeah, I've got them winning that game. My problem is, I do the individual ones, I get to the end of the season, and then that's the schedule or the record I go with, instead of going, well, individually I have them 9-3, so that means they're going to be 7-5.
Yeah, I did throw the caveat of I think that KU probably ends up like 7-5, Missouri 8-4. I did think that
He said one game worse than what he predicted, so don't worry. He's really couching it here.
But I do think K-State, of all the three, which is funny because they're the only one I have winning double digit. I think that I feel more comfortable than any other one. At least the other three, that I think that they are the best chance of hitting that number.
Well,
I believe in them.
I've got all three going 12-0, but also 6-6 is a
Right.
possibility. So I just want to be on record that anywhere
in there, yes.
like I could see that happening.
all three of mine are between those numbers. I promise. Just
6 wins
a
and
lot
12
closer
wins.
to 6-6.
Do you have K-State beating Iowa State tomorrow?
No,
Oh, wow. You're the jerk.
I went with trends.
Okay. Yeah,
They
the
don't-
trend has been Matt Campbell to take
can't
care of
beat
business
Campbell.
against Chris Kleiman. Lance Leipold takes care of Campbell, and Campbell takes care of Kleiman.
It gets worse though with my K-State predictions.
Ooh, wow.
Beat North Dakota, but they always have that Tulane game at home, that Houston game
Yeah,
last year,
right.
that out of nowhere, Army can come in and beat you, and they're a different style, and it's triple, I don't know, quadruple. Maybe there's 7 options now.
Army's
going
going to bring the hammer. They're going to be out for blood.
I have K-State starting 1 and 2. You hate me, don't
No,
you?
I don't hate you. Like, Shane's going to
wrong.
be Shane's about to run down here and punch you, but I don't.
I hope I'm wrong. Oh God, I'm the hope I'm wrong guy. It's the worst.
That's what I've been with the Royals
that
since
guy
mid-June.
stinks.
Yeah.
I hope I'm wrong.
Hope I'm wrong, but I think the Royals go 1 and 161.
I don't think the Royals make the playoffs, but I hope I'm wrong.
Hope I'm wrong.
That's true. I do. I've said that.
Beat Arizona, beat UCF. I like him over Baylor. I don't think Baylor has much this year. TCU at home could be a problem. I think that could be a good team this year. But I have them winning. I'm winning at KU. You both have them losing there, huh?
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, right now you have them at like 7-2.
Yeah.
But
Lose to Texas Tech.
so that makes them 7-3, which is already one more loss than I.
Beat.
They lose to
No, I
Oklahoma
have,
State.
not 7-2. I think there's 6. I have them at 6-3 now, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that would be 3 because Iowa State,
6-3.
Army, and
Beat Oklahoma State,
Tech.
and then lose at Utah, and then beat Colorado. That's my 8-4.
8-4 record.
It's my 8-4
for K-State. I'm going to write you down. I'm going to write
it down.
and then I'm going to put a star next to it.
I might be in a different mood next week.
Can we call him George Strait?
after they win? So
Yeah.
write it in pencil. Thank you.
I'm going to write it
It's
in.
George Strait.
What's that?
Write this down.
Yeah.
Baby,
sure.
write this down.
Yeah,
keep going.
right. Yeah.
Take a little note.
Yep. What are the other words of that song? Keep going.
Tell yourself, remind you in case you didn't know.
Yeah. Yep.
And then you can be like, was it Randy Travis? I told you so.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they go 10-2. We'll see. I wrote down Mick Schaefer 8-4, but anywhere between 6-12.
Thank you. Appreciate
That's
that.
what I wrote down to make sure that I just want to
Appreciate
make sure
that.
we get the whole thing,
Yeah.
figured out. Let's take a time out, and I want to see what you
Say, hope I'm wrong next to it.
and
Hope I'm
then
wrong.
see how you got to a combined 6 wins between KU and Mizzou.
Oh, that's
Let's
weird, right?
figure out how
I
that
have them
happened.
tying, actually. 5, 6, and 1 for both of them.
Weird. I didn't even think there were ties anymore. That's the crazy part about it. We'll take a time out. We'll come back. More Zone next. Well, we're talking about college football, and it gets underway tomorrow. It's the rivalries, the marching bands, the upsets, the wins, the trips to Ireland. Saturdays just got way more fun because college football is back. And if you think you know the game, we'll put your knowledge to the test with DraftKings Sportsbook. You can turn your picks into big payouts with live betting, rivalry week, odds boosts, and more. DraftKings Sportsbook has everything you need to own every Saturday. And tomorrow, the standalone game with K-State and Iowa State, that 3-point spread right now, 49.5, now up to 50.5, really, in that one with K-State and Iowa State. So if you think you've got the right side of that particular line, DraftKings has you taken care of. Here's something special for first-timers as well. New DraftKings customers bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code 810WHB. That's code 810WHB for new customers to get $300 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. In partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus, Kansas only. Eligibility restrictions apply. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort.
All right, we continue heading up until 2 o'clock. We got cuts before the show is over. Mick Schaefer hanging out with us, presented by Advent Health Sports Park at Blue Hawk. All right, Mick, KU and Mizzou. Sterling has KU 12-0.
Wow!
And he
Amazing.
has Missouri
Don't.
11-1.
Shrink
Their
the
only
game.
loss to KU.
Shrink the game.
Stop. Stop that.
I had them beating Fresno. I think it'll be a closer game than people want. Wagner win, lose at Mizzou, beat West Virginia, beat Cincinnati, beat UCF, lose at Texas Tech, lose against K-State, beat Oklahoma State, beat Arizona, beat Iowa State.
Whoa.
Again, I'm going with trends. They can handle the Cyclones.
Yeah.
And then lose at home to Utah.
So
that's
that's
7-5, I believe. Or is
so
that 8?
I think it might be 8-4.
So you have them losing to Missouri,
Mizzou and
losing
Tech,
to Tech,
and
losing to
K-State,
K-State, and losing to Utah.
Yeah.
8-4.
Yeah,
wow,
sorry.
Mick is 8-4 on KU.
I probably should say 7-5 because I think Iowa State's a better team, and that's at Iowa State. Put me down for 7-5. They're losing that Iowa State game.
But maybe 7-5.
Can't have.
So I've got Mick, K-State 8-4, but anywhere between 6-12.
And also-
I've got
and also,
KU
I hate it. Or what do you say?
8-4, but maybe 7-5.
I hope I'm wrong.
I hope I'm wrong.
But
Yeah.
maybe 8-4, but maybe 7-5. I've got Mick. Got you written down in ink for that one. And Mizzou, you've got them going 16-0.
1-0 over Central Arkansas.
Undefeated
2-0
so far.
over KU.
Can't be beat.
Whoever UL is, Louisiana, right?
Used to be Monroe, but they
Isn't that where you got your running back from?
yeah, they took out. Was it?
One of the Louisianas, right?
That
Hardy
was
guy?
yes.
Lose the Battle of Columbia's. Sorry. Beat the Battle of
UMass's.
M States. Lose to Alabama at home. Lose at Auburn.
Yeah. Okay.
Those two losses are going to motivate them enough to actually play well for once against Vandy and win at Vandy.
Yeah, that's a good point. For once, they'll play well against Vandy.
I don't. It's not a team. This is not a team that's going to lose 3 in a row, even if it's in the SEC. They'll lose 3 or 4 because I got them losing to the Aggies.
Yeah.
Beat Mississippi State, win at Oklahoma. OU's not going to be ranked at that point, and then win Arkansas.
So you've
that's
got them as 8-4,
right? Yeah.
So you have
8-4, 8-4, 7-5.
Yeah. So you have KU. We all have 8-4.
No, you didn't dial me back.
Sorry, we all have 8-4.
Oh, dial him back.
We all have 8-4. Mick, but maybe 7-5.
I have 7.5 and 4.5.
Mizzou, Sterling and I have 9-3. Mick has 8-4. And then K-State,
That's
Sterling
where
and
the
I,
biggest miss is, or difference is.
K-State is the biggest one, 10-2.
Where your guys' biggest miss is, yeah.
Yeah, 10-2, and Mick has them 8-4, but anywhere between 6-12.
I believe.
I'm wrong.
You hope you're wrong about
It-
them being between 6-12.
It could be 12-0, 11-1, 11-1, right? That's the best they could do because two of them play.
No,
KU
it'd have to
plays,
be one of them
KU
be 10
plays
and 2.
both.
12-0, 12-0, 11-1.
No,
No,
yes.
no.
Oh, that's
KU
there
could
has
beat
to- because
K-State.
KU,
Because KU and Mizzou play.
right?
Yeah.
But KU and K-State play.
Yeah, they lose to Mizzou and they beat K-State, and that's K-State's only loss. This is pretty simple. You can figure this out. You got this. K-State
yeah,
don't
so
play Mizzou.
I think I got
So
there.
if Mizzou beats KU and KU beats K-State, they can be 12-0, 11-1, 11-1. Exactly what you
yes,
said.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I got there. It just took me
Yeah.
a second.
Yeah.
I'm just the final.
Even if they
final
all played
horse.
each other.
Yeah.
If they all played each other, they could all be 11-1.
Ooh, wow. That would be crazy, like a round robin type thing. Who would get the tiebreaker, though? You know what I mean? That would be so weird.
Whoever has the most recognizable sticker on the helmet, was it 09 when Texas and OU were arguing? We're both 11-1, but Texas beat OU, and then Texas Tech
Tech's
we're
like,
11-1
hello.
too. Okay, we beat Texas,
Yeah, you
lost
saw-
to OU. It's a Can we not be part of this kind of three-way?
You saw this Crabtree thing, right? You saw him score
Remember
the
that,
touchdown?
right?
Oh, yeah.
He saw it in his mind.
They couldn't be part of it because they're not part of the neighborhood.
They're not.
You say
Don't have the White Rocks.
You say sticker on a helmet. What are those? Helmet stickers. What are these things? Helmet stickers. I'm not sure what they are.
Okay,
They're the only reason Oklahoma's ranked right now. That's why they're
good
18.
call. Good call.
That's what a helmet sticker
A
is.
disaster of wildcats are going to come and attack you.
Is that what it is?
It's
No,
a
it's a
disaster.
demolition, right, or something like that.
I thought it was a disaster.
Something with a bit. It's not a disaster. It's a
feral.
great name.
A feral of wildcats.
Wildcat. What do you call it? Group.
Group? No, it's not a group.
Destruction.
That's what I said.
Destruction.
You said disaster.
You said disaster.
Destruction of wildcats.
Yeah.
A
gonna come after
destruction of wildcats.
Which is what Mick thinks the season will be for K-State. A destruction of wildcats. Nice job, Mick.
Sorry.
Nice job.
More of a disaster. Who goes 8-4? Oh my God. Yeah.
Final preseason game for the Chiefs and the Bears, oddly enough. It works out that way this year that it's the final preseason game for both the Chiefs and the Bears tonight at Arrowhead Stadium. Mick, are you heading to Arrowhead right after you leave here?
Going to go to the station. I'll get there about 2:30.
Okay.
And about 2:45
right.
to 2:50, I will leave and go to the stadium. So I'll get out there about 3:15.
So you're going to drive to the station to immediately leave?
I will edit for about 10 to 15 minutes.
I see. Nobody
got
can
to edit a VOSOT.
Okay.
Oh, the what now?
What's that? VOSOT? Yeah.
What's a VOSOT?
So VO, do you know this?
Voiceover.
Stands for voiceover.
Okay.
So when I'm calling
that,
highlights, right? When I'm calling highlights and you just hear my voice, that's called a voiceover.
And boom goes the dynamite.
And SOT is short for sound on tape, which is like a soundbite. Cut soundbite.
I did not know that.
Time's yours.
I knew the VO. I didn't know the SOT part. I learned
So
something
we call
today.
it VOSOT.
VOSOT, yeah.
And then I'm going to put together a full screen graphic.
What's a full screen graphic? What's that stand for?
It's just a full
What's
screen.
the F stand for?
Full.
And the U? Ol.
It's part of the word.
Anyway,
yeah.
go ahead. Full screen graphic.
Yes. And that'll be my 4 o'clock hit.
Yeah.
Everything else is in place
Hold
and
on,
ready
that'll be
to go.
taped?
Yeah. Do you want to know what's in my full screen graphic?
I actually do.
It's actually
I want the behind the scenes.
it's a love letter to Andy Reid.
Nice, okay.
Right.
Very good.
So
Is it,
just kind of reset the season and let.
is it like Mac and Chase Utley?
What was that?
Do you have a good.
So, yeah.
Always Sunny. Do you have a relationship with your father?
Yes.
Me either. That's something we can also bond over and talk about. I love you. Let's have a catch.
Let's have a catch. It's just a reset on just how great he's been in Kansas City with a little jab at him never winning a Coach of the Year. So 11, 10.
A jab at the NFL and
Yes.
the voters.
Yes.
is what
Yeah,
it
not
is.
at him.
Yeah.
Like, Andy, why don't you win more, win Coach of the Year?
Yeah.
Letting the fan base down.
Kind of feel like
There's
you.
a coach of the year on this team. Matt
Matt
Nagy.
Nagy, yeah.
Matt Nagy.
And Andy is a Coach of the Year, just not with the Chiefs. He won it in
True.
like 03 early
Yeah.
on.
He had to be early
when he
on.
was the
Yeah.
up-and-comer.
Yeah, you had to not know that Andy Reid was good for him to be Coach of the
Stefanski
Year.
has somehow, I believe, won it twice.
yeah,
Ron
because-
Rivera's won it twice in that time, too.
Right. If you just have to have a team that you think is going to suck and then outperform that.
Brian Daboll won it with 9 wins 3 years ago.
But that was in college, right? It was a 9-3 season in college.
No, it was in New York, which everything's inflated there, so it's about like 15.
That's got to be 9 wins in New York is like 13 because if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. So if you can win 9 there, you can win 13 or 14 somewhere else.
in the graphic will be 11 10-plus win seasons in Kansas
Yeah.
City out of 12, right?
Yeah.
He's 12, so this will be his 13th. 143 regular season wins. That is the most wins. Guess who is second and how far behind?
The most
Since
wins,
2013 in the NFL.
Belichick.
They're 5th. Not coaches.
One more time.
Team.
Oh, team,
Can
sorry,
you
teams.
Ask the question one more time.
But it's still not Belichick.
No.
The Chiefs have 143 wins since 2013. That's the most.
Okay.
What franchise has second? And this is just regular season. What franchise has the second most, and what's the number?
Green Bay.
No, I think they're top 5, though.
Dang it.
I think an interesting one.
Same.
San Francisco,
No, you're getting closer.
Let me guess.
Geographically.
geographically.
Rams.
It's kind of a sneaky one.
The Buccaneers.
You're in the right division.
NFC South.
You both are. Not Rams.
said
I would
Bucks.
not put them
Oh,
in
oh,
the
and
right
then-
Yeah,
division.
would not put them in the West. Or put them in the West.
Seattle.
Seattle, that's interesting.
Well, I guess because early on.
Oh,
in the,
yeah, the Legion of Boom. And
Yeah, so they got a lot of those
Doom.
early on, and they've been steady for the most part.
9 and
since-
8.
Sure.
9 and 7s prior.
And they're
call.
at 122 wins. So 21 more.
21 more wins.
Almost 2 per year, right? More.
In fairness, I would have thought the Chiefs would have had 60 more wins in this time frame. Shout out to Seattle for being consistently
Yeah, but
solid.
it's a lot.
Yeah, but going back to 2013, I mean, it's...
Yeah. That's counting all the Alex Smith years, all that.
That's what I'm saying. Shout out to Seattle for being consistent, but this is an
21
amazing.
back.
Shout out to Seattle coming within 20 games of what the Chiefs have
21.
done over this 12-year
And
stretch.
if you factor in playoff wins,
Playoffs.
the Chiefs are up by 29
Wow.
on the Patriots.
On the Patriots,
So the
okay.
Patriots caught up. They have more. They
Yeah.
have 13 in that time
They
span.
had the officials in their back
And
pocket during the
that's right.
during
And
their
the
runs. That
Chiefs
makes
have
sense.
18.
Yeah. Chiefs have had to overcome the referees
have.
in their run.
But
So.
9 straight AFC West titles, of course, 5 AFC titles, of course, 3 Super Bowl titles, 0 Coach of the Years. I went one step further.
I like that, the zero coach
How
of the year
did
awards.
he not win it? Who won it in 2013? Because he took over
Probably Ron Rivera or something.
He took over a 2-win team.
I want to say it was maybe Arians that year.
Bruce Arians, was that with Arizona?
13 NFL.
Yeah, it was around that.
Coach of the year.
And Arians has won twice.
Boom, Ron Rivera.
So he won his
Ron
first.
Rivera won
And
the
then
coach
he
of the
won it
year.
again a couple years later.
Yeah.
And so
Riverboat Ron.
Ron Rivera.
But Jason Garrett's won one in there. Matt Nagy, Kevin O'Connell last year.
I think Seth
Kevin O'Connell deserved it.
I think Seth Greenberg won one or two in the NFL.
Did he deserve
since
it
then?
over Andy Reid?
No.
Last year, yes. Kevin O'Connell.
Why?
He had
Less wins than
Less
Andy
wins,
Reid.
yeah.
No,
What
but
about
I mean,
that part?
if
But
we're
what about
being-
all the injuries to the team?
Sure,
I bet
yeah,
Minnesota
in fact,
had a lot of injuries to
Tons
their
of
team.
injuries, right?
I mean, if we're being
The
honest,
Chiefs-
Sam Darnold was his quarterback. That team was expected to win 5 games last
Sam
year.
Darnold was his quarterback over a rookie quarterback.
J.J. McCarthy.
J.J.
They were
McCarthy.
expected
yeah.
to win 5 games last year.
Oh, so you vote? You would never
No.
give it to Andy Reid. It's all
no,
about
I would give it
expectation.
to Andy Reid, but last year was the one year I probably would.
You're going to have a team like that every single year.
No, I'm
in
not
the
giving it to the
NFL.
11 and 6
that's who it
Browns
goes to
twice.
every year.
I'm
So-
not giving it to the 11 and 6 Browns
But
two
what about
times.
but what about a team that wins 15 games and loses their running back, their wide receiver has an issue
not
at left
disagreeing.
tackle and left guard
and gets everybody's best shot
Yeah,
every single
every
week.
single week.
I'm not.
If that team ever existed, I would vote for them.
I think I'd vote for that coach. It's probably a damn fine coaching job for that person.
One final stat here. Okay, in that time span,
they
from
went
2000
14-3, one fewer loss with Sam Darnold as his quarterback, who's been absolutely 2 scoops of ass in his career. Yeah, last year was the one year I would have said, yeah, you know what? Kevin O'Connell deserved that.
No thanks.
I mean, he might have deserved it, certainly, but still Andy Reid.
So, in that time span from 13 to 24, the average number of wins for a coach of the year is 12, right?
Wow.
In that time span, 13 to 24, Andy Reid's average number of wins is 12.
12.
Yeah.
So, to win NFL Coach of the Year, you have to have an average Andy Reid year. An average Andy Reid year.
Just to win one-time coach
And
of the
by
year.
the way, in the
which Andy hasn't done.
last 7 years, I bet that's probably 13 and a half wins per year, something like that, with Mahomes. And so, yeah, 143 wins for Andy in that time span, 145 for the NFL Coaches of the Year. So
It is
ridiculous.
absurd what the Coach of the Year award has devolved into, and I just think it's. I mean, Stefanski, I think, is that him winning the first one when he took over the Browns and they were horrible. He won 11 games. Okay, I can at least semi-understand. But him winning again after being brutal the year in between, like you're the coach.
reason.
You were the reason.
Yeah.
apparently. But then
The longest odds to win coach of
plus
the year this
10,000,
year.
right?
Now you can get it at plus 8,000. That's too bad.
Oh, man.
I would have taken it at plus 10,000, but
Not
plus
worth it.
8,000. The longest odds to win the coach of the year
I had
is
placed $10 on that, by the way.
Andy Reid. He sided with Nick Sirianni too. So Sirianni, too
Maybe
bad
we
you can't be
start
coach
the
of the
echo
year.
chamber of like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Andy Reid should win. And he
Number
goes
one
14-3
betting
this year.
favorite is Mike Vrabel. Second betting favorite is Ben Johnson, the Bears. Third betting favorite is Liam Cohen.
Yeah.
Then Jonathan Gannon. Then Dave Canales. Then Aaron Glenn. So you got a lot of first year with their current team
what
coaches. 'cause
third
Vrabel-
place team is going to win their division this year? You're going to win coach of the
What
year.
coach that's taken over a bad team is going to win 7 or 8 games? Let's give them coach of the year. That's what it is every year.
All,
That's what it is,
It's
yeah.
all dumb.
So what time's the pregame start for you guys tonight?
Basically 4.
Oh, the pregame's already started. What do you think's in that QT cup?
That a kid.
Yeah, thanks.
That a kid.
Summer
Actually, a
brew?
lot.
He's working. So he's working.
No, the
So-
actual pregame show starts at 6:30, leading up to a 7:20 kickoff.
7:20,
Why we're
yeah.
doing that?
Well,
But
it's your choice. I mean, it's
not my-
KSHB had
it
the
was
choice.
not
of-
our choice.
You
No,
can
it
kick
was
off
not.
at 7 or 7:20. What do you guys want?
We did not choose 9
7:20.
o'clock.
Let's go 7:20 on
should do
this
that.
one. No, that was
We-
KSHB in Seattle.
We
that
are the
chose that.
conduit, and they tell us they provide all the content. We're like, we're going to air this for you. Give us the plug-in. We got put them together. We're
But if
crossing
anything,
streams
happens
and
with the
airing it.
game,
Crossing streams.
Yeah.
Wow.
But if anything happens with the game,
Ghostbusters reference.
it's specifically KSHB's fault, though, right? So if anything happens with
Please
the game
call us.
tonight, during the game, or
Please
the
call
broadcast
us.
or anything, it's
Yes.
specifically you guys will have control of that.
And email
so they should
you,
call
correct?
you.
You like the
and
emails?
email
Love
you.
the emails.
The easiest way to get a hold of somebody to fix it would be to call you guys.
Yeah, in the
Do you have
moment.
any
Yeah.
mean emails recently to read? Like, I love that segment we did that one
That's a
time.
good
That
one,
was,
right?
that was great.
Me mails. Mean mails.
No,
No.
none that I can think of. Yeah, actually, yes.
Can we pull-
Absolutely, but I'm not
There's-
gonna.
yeah,
yeah,
right,
there's-
right.
Can
We're
we
gonna talk
pull
about
up the old emails from that a while ago?
Probably on my phone. I think it only lasts like a month or so.
Those
whatever.
were maybe my favorite things.
Was it during this time last
I
year?
think about
Was
during
it?
the
Yeah, I
time
think so,
because it
yeah.
was for like the was it the RNC or DNC?
Yes,
That's right.
The
Right.
convention.
It was the DNC, and then
Pre-game or
and then the
preseason.
Olympics.
Yeah, in the Olympics.
So
yes.
2 of the 3 were preempted on our air. We were not gonna air.
And they all blamed you for
we're
airing
not
that.
gonna air the Olympics and the DNC, and yes, everybody blamed us.
They all blamed Mick Schaefer specifically. Why are you
Sports guy makes sense.
Sports guy.
sports guy? Why are you airing the DNC over the Chiefs? I think it's a valid question. Why you made that decision?
Why did you make
obviously,
that decision,
to
Mick?
do that?
Just love.
Politics.
Yeah.
Yes, a big politics
Big into
fan.
Kamala.
Yeah. You're very woke. That's what it is, man.
That was
You
it
only think of woke.
at the time.
the
I'm like,
wor-
guys, it was the RNC
Yeah.
then, right?
What I've been taught over the last 10 years or so, if I disagree with something, I'll just say it's woke.
Yes.
it must be.
That's it.
It must be woke is the reason you did that. It's got to be. It's got to be woke, right? I mean, I think it's woke. Don't know what that means, but I'm pretty sure it's woke.
Untucking your shirt at a golf course shrink the game.
See, I didn't know that was a thing. Mine's untucked almost all the time. What about hat on backwards? You've got to be a hat on backwards.
Every
guy.
once in a while, I'll rock
so
the
you
hat
bend
on
that?
But
You
it
bend
depends
that
on the
rule?
course. But depends on the course. Take your hat off indoors.
Listen,
See, look.
a lot of people are against shorts on the course. Are you wearing shorts?
I'm wearing shorts. It depends on the
Well,
course.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so, okay.
Wow.
I'll
How
take
about-
whatever
on
I
the-
want.
Why don't you
Depends on the course.
Why don't you disrespect the
No.
course a little more?
No, have some
Shorts
sense
on
of
the course?
pride.
Yeah, shorts on the course is
People
not
have gotten
prideful.
too comfortable wearing pajamas on planes, and that's where we all lost as a society.
Sebastian Maniscalco? You
No,
want to
seriously.
dress up in like a suit
I'm
and
not
tie?
saying you got to wear a suit, but don't roll out of bed and show up places. Have some pride.
I'd rather you wear pajamas if they are pants on a plane rather than, well, I'm dressing up. I got a nice shirt on and some shorts. I don't need shorts on an airplane.
Society.
You don't like shorts on
Crumbles.
I don't think somebody should wear shorts on an airplane. No,
Seriously?
no I mean,
What
cover,
if
your,
it's
Being
90 degrees
facetious.
out?
Cover your legs.
Society.
cover your legs
Don't
on an
assume
airplane.
that-
I've not
kneecaps.
heard
I don't
either
wanna
of these
I
arguments.
don't want to sit
no
next to you
shorts
with,
on a plane.
I don't want to sit next
or
to
no
you
untucked
with
short-
your
shirt.
exposed thighs. Thank you
put
very
your
much.
golf shoes on in the locker room like an adult. Like I'm just. Where are we as a society?
Where are
Now,
we?
see, I agree with Sterling's words, but not his choice of footwear at work.
Yeah, you are wearing flip-flops at work right now.
Wow.
They're nice flip flops. They're
Rules for
classy.
thee, not for me.
Wow.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Thank
Oh,
you. You
by the-
understand.
By the way, I'm Sterling, and I respect a golf course more than my place of work.
Hey, you're wearing a Rush T-shirt.
I respect the
great
golf.
shirt.
Flip-flops.
I'll dress nicer
At
to play
work.
golf than I will to go to
2010.
work.
Yeah, shrink
Great
the
shirt.
workplace. That's what I'm all about.
Well, we do radio. This is classy for radio.
They say dress like the job you want, and I'd like to
Hey,
be
we got collared
unemployed.
shirts on. We got collared
Exactly.
shirts on. Yeah.
I'd like to be unemployed. That's the
This
job I
is
want.
going back to where
Like to be
have
homeless.
we,
I'd like to be
as a
homeless.
society,
Where are we?
as a
As
society.
a society.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
90% of
Have
what
some class.
Sterling said is inaccurate.
Inaccurate.
Inaccurate. Right there. See, I don't think Sterling wants to grow the game. I think he wants to bro the game.
No, I want to
you're a
shrink the
bro.
game.
Let's
You
go
got
bro
it.
the game.
Hashtag
Guys,
shrink.
golf.
Whenever I see
Let's
those
bro the
golf
game.
videos, I'm like, I guarantee you Sterling
I
is
don't
doing
like
the same
those.
thing
I
right
hate
now.
those shirts. Just stop. Come on.
What shirts?
You know the ones.
T-shirts?
Tuck it in.
Tuck it in.
Tuck
Wear
it
a
in.
belt.
You're not tucked in. You got a belt on though?
Yeah.
You got a belt on. Always wear a belt. Not gonna be sagging my drawers.
It tracks so perfectly of him complaining about how people dress on a golf course while wearing flip-flops and a T-shirt and a hat
You
to
walked
work
into here
today.
shirtless once.
To work today.
Yeah. It's the summertime.
Wearing flip-flops.
It's
a hat,
radio.
a
You can't
T-shirt
see.
to work.
Well, I guess we do have video.
All right, let's take a
They
time out.
wanted
We'll
to
come back.
see.
We'll talk some Chiefs. What are we looking for tonight? Then we got the cuts before the show is over as well. Royals get ready for a massive 3-game set against the Tigers. They have gotten a little bit of a break in these 7 games Against the Rangers, 4 games, they did not see DeGrom or Eovaldi. And now 3 games against the Tigers, they won't see Skubal. So we'll talk a little Royals and Chiefs coming up next. All right, we continue right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Jason Anderson with you. Sterling Holmes, the Drake, Mick Schaefer, presented by Advent Health Sports Park at Blue Hawk. All right, so the Chiefs in action tonight against the Bears. It'll be on KSHB 41. We've got pregame right here on Sports Radio 810 at 6 o'clock. And they also have a pregame on their television,
Turn
too.
your radio on and your TV on at the same time.
100%.
And see if we ever,
Right.
match words.
Oh, yeah.
Who's doing pregame for you? Jack?
Todd,
Todd is?
I believe Lebo.
Wow.
I'm
Lebo's
guessing.
working late on a
I'm
Friday.
guessing. I'm just throwing a dart there that it's going to be Lebo. It's going to be doing pregame, right? Lebo? Yep. Yeah, so he'll be doing it.
Good for Lebo.
I know it's not me. I know that. Thank God. So what are we watching for tonight with the Chiefs? Let's go ahead and say, the first preseason game that we always say, what do you want to see? And it's like, okay, eliminate the talk about injuries. Okay, move that. So what are we watching for tonight? Okay, so we all agree left guard and left tackle we'll be watching. So let's take that.
Those two things. Injuries, left guard,
Let's
left
take
tackle.
that to the side. Injuries, left guard, left tackle. Anything else that you'll be focusing on maybe a little closer tonight with what should be the starters playing, preseason game number 2 type?
I think three things. The guy on the offensive line that's farthest left, second farthest left,
Yeah.
and
Whatever position.
Whatever their name.
and health. I think those three things
Right.
are what I'm really looking for. No,
That's a good point.
I do think Elijah Mitchell and Brashard Smith, kind of the back end of the running back room, is still intriguing. Sounded like talking with Matt Derrick that Elijah Mitchell definitely isn't safe and that they're searching for another running back. I think Nico still needs to do a little bit in the receiving room, the receiving game to solidify it, but I think he's fairly safe. I do wonder if Royals or Smith, if they look good in any sort of return capacity, is that bad news for Nico? I still think there's a potential there if they only keep 6 wide receivers and they believe they can get Nico to the practice squad.
Yeah.
And then call him up, obviously, when we all assume the suspension happens. So offensively, I think that's what I'm looking for. I still want to see Esapole because my thoughts there. I think he's the developmental guy. I'll let you guys take defense, but that's kind of my main offensive dudes I'm looking for.
The Brashard Smith one I think is interesting because if he has a couple of punt returns, because I think that's the biggest concern right now for this team if Nico does not make the team.
Agreed.
Because I don't think he's going to clear waivers because I think people have seen him in his punt return that there'll be one of the 31 other teams will go, well, we need a returner pretty badly, and we don't have 5 or 6 receivers on this team that we feel like, we're good with, so we'll take this guy and be our last receiver, play special teams, and be our punt and kick returner.
Go to San Francisco and join.
I mean, might as well. Either San Francisco or the Saints. Those are the only 2 places ex-Chiefs go, apparently. Well, I guess
Commanders too.
Yeah, Commanders. There's some Commanders there. On defense, to me, like the defensive line, like what does the defensive line look like against the run? Because they were so embarrassed last week, and they talked about it. But also, you can be embarrassed all you want, but if you don't have the personnel to stop, or at least the interior defensive line to stop the run, who's playing after Pennell as an actual defensive tackle? It could go a long way for who's going to make the team. I mean, is it Tui Pelotu? Is it Fabian Lovett? One of those guys? And then what's the playing time for, Cooper McDonald, who's been a guy that I think has been one of those selections for a surprise to make the team? We had a couple of weeks ago, who's a surprise cut and who's a surprise make? a couple of weeks ago, the Cooper McDonald wasn't on the list, and now it's like Cooper McDonald may be on the list of making the team. So is he a guy that they play a lot just to get more experience because they're going to keep him? Or is he a guy they don't play at all because they want to try to stash him and not have him be picked up on waivers? Because there are too many people around the Chiefs' practices talking about Cooper McDonald for me to feel like it's just random observations from different people, as if there's not maybe conversations with whether it be Spags or Daly or whoever, that they like, we really like this kid. We'd like to have him on the practice squad. Does he make it to the practice squad if he keeps improving? So I think that's an interesting one to sort of watch what he does, because Cochran being injured might be an IR candidate. So now that opens up a linebacker spot. Cam Jones is, if they release Cam Jones, he ain't going to make it past the Titans, because one of Borgonzi's favorite people is Cam Jones. So you release Cam Jones, he's a Titan. So that all right, so maybe Cochran is a guy that you put on IR, designated to return, and you keep Cooper McDonald in Cochran's place and Cam Jones. So those are a couple of positions I'll be looking at: the interior defensive line and the linebacker, because it was so bad last week against the Seahawks. The backups were.
It was. I'll be looking at all those things. I'll be paying close attention to the clock and just kind of seeing at some point if it's going to just get to zero, like for a fourth time.
Ticking down.
Then I'll be satisfied.
That makes sense. Yeah, absolutely. I love that. I knew where you were heading when you're like, I'll be watching all of those things, but I'll also be okay.
No one dislikes preseason football more than Mick.
More than the guy.
No, he just wants it to be. He just wants it to be quick. That's all. It's not that he doesn't like it. It's just play a fast game. That's all.
Mick Schaefer.
And it's with the Chiefs, though. I mean, so many other teams, probably half the league, there are so many battles out there for starting spots, right? And there's so much intrigue. I mean, we could predict 48 of the 53 guys.
I think so.
If not higher now.
I
And that's
so.
not the case all over the league. And I've always thought it was a weird rule. Like, you can't keep your own guy on the practice squad. They're just fair game. That'd be like Jack Caglione going to AAA and the Yankees nabbing him.
Well, if you, you have to give that guy a chance to make a roster. So if you claim off waivers, you have to put him on your 53.
It's almost like the Rule 5 draft to an extent.
It is.
To an extent.
Rule 5, yeah.
But by the way, Mick Schaefer.
More like Rule 6 draft, I think.
Mick Schaefer, more like Quick Schaefer, am I right? He wants it to be quick.
Yes, I do.
Sure. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, it was. I don't know how long it was last Friday, but the first game was like 3.5 hours. And
the fourth quarter just drug on.
Yeah, it was. It was that first game was bad. How long it took in the
hopefully the starters will play upwards of a quarter tonight, so the home fans can see their favorite guys out there. Hopefully everybody stays healthy and all that. And I think this makes more sense than not playing them in the third game.
I agree.
Otherwise, you have 3 weeks off.
Yeah, I agree.
Before the opener, I almost think it should be the opposite of like first preseason game they ain't playing. Second, ease them in. Third, that's when you play like a quarter or whatever.
Isn't that what it used to be when they had 4? Didn't it feel like that's what they did? And then the fourth game, everybody sat?
Yeah,
because
you
built
didn't
up
have
to
the third, and then you sat in the fourth.
Yeah, because the fourth preseason game was the week before the season started. And then they move it back to 3, and then you give you a week off as well. So it's like, okay, well, the third preseason game, now you have a bye, so you're going to play more. Because everybody was sitting in the fourth preseason game anyway, that they're like, well, why even have it that week? Because nobody's playing, so let's get them a break or whatever. So, yeah.
I will say, I do like the bye in between. I hate it from the fan perspective, as far as it feels like the culmination of all this is here. The 53-man roster. We're all excited. Can't wait to get out there. And then you have another week off in between of no football, college football, obviously, but no NFL. But I do like it from the standpoint of, okay, well, now hopefully the guys are healthy heading into week 1. All the hopefully minor ankles and wrists and just soft tissues can heal, because that's what you want, right? You want everyone to be ready for week 1, and then from there we all know the decimation that transpires in the long run of an NFL season. But I guess that's why I don't mind the bye from the actual on-field football output perspective. I kind of like the extra week to get everyone healthy.
And I think if you just have one cut down day and it stays where it is, you can't do all that, the shuffling around of guys in 1 week.
Agreed.
You need that 2 weeks. Although I'd be okay with like taking the preseason games right up to the season, and the cut down day is between preseason games 2 and 3, and then you have a time to join your new team, play one more game, and then see what happens.
You have a time to laugh, a time to cry,
all those times,
a time to live,
a time to
die.
A time for. God, that was so dumb. By the way, are you keeping up with these Easter eggs that apparently Taylor Swift dropped? That
I can't. My
that-
my
that
daughter
maybe
tells me
she's
all
gonna
the time.
she's going to be the halftime performer at the Super Bowl, is what people are guessing now.
That's great.
It'll be announced probably first couple of weeks of the season. So the latest, so they put these 1, 2, 3, 4 different Easter eggs together now to make one big egg. So she's very much into sourdough bread, right? She talked a lot about sourdough bread. So the Super Bowl's in San Francisco. The 49ers mascot is named Sourdough Sam.
Okay.
She said she thinks about sourdough 60% of the time. It's Super Bowl 60. She mentioned the number 47 multiple times randomly and this is her 47th stop on the Eras Tour was San Francisco. And she said all the Easter eggs, all the little Easter eggs that I put out there, I love that people try to solve them. It's a lot like the Zodiac Killer, serial killer in San Francisco.
San Francisco, yeah.
Why would she say Zodiac Killer?
Unless
out of
she's
all the
going to
things?
commit a crime in San Francisco.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess it's probably official now that you can just go ahead and account on the fact that she's going to be performing in San Francisco at the Super Bowl. I mean, why would she say she likes sourdough bread now if it wasn't for Sourdough Sam? I mean, if it was Rye Sam, she'd be making rye bread right now.
That's the name of their mascot, is Sourdough Sam. I had no
Well, it's
idea.
better than Pumpernickel.
I guess so. Or Rye Sam.
7 grain Sam? This is odd.
7th grade Sam. My gosh. Okay, I could get behind some of those. Like, thinks about the number 60 a lot.
I gotta find out why his name is Sourdough Sam. Let's see.
Is he a gold miner? Is that what he is?
Yeah.
Before the introduction of Sourdough Sam, the 49ers' first mascot was a mule called Clementine, named for the famous folk song, Oh My Darling Clementine, that wore a maroon saddle blanket and appeared during the 1950s and 60s.
A lot more animals back then. Obviously, Kansas City
Yeah.
had the horse. The horse is. College football feels like they still keep animals.
Got the buffalo.
Right.
You got dogs.
Yeah,
and stuff.
dogs. A lot of dogs in college football.
Didn't LSU have a live tiger?
They had a live
cage,
tiger,
or-
I thought, for a while, which seems also very difficult to move. But they did it for
What if they had a group of tigers? I mean, what would they have?
a destruction of tigers. Well, what's a group of tigers?
Yeah, it's not destruction. That's
No.
wildcats.
But a tiger is a wild
I
cat.
know, but I bet tiger has its own.
It's a
deal.
clouder of feral cats. I know that much.
Do.
Grouping
So
of tigers.
how late? It's pretty late when they announced the Super Bowl halftime act. Could she wait until the AFC Championship game to see if her boyfriend got there before
It's a good idea.
committing?
Should
or,
totally do that. Yeah.
Well-
No, she's just making sure that the Chiefs will be represented in the Super Bowl yet again, if that's the case.
It kind of depends. Okay, the first is a streak of tigers.
I like that.
But that's only if it's a female tiger and her cubs. So if you have a female tiger and her cubs,
Okay.
that's a streak.
Her streaking.
But you can have an ambush of tigers.
that.
But that's the males.
That's the grouping of adults.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you just have a singular one,
I
it's
like
just
an ambush.
it's just a
An ambush
tiger.
tiger.
I love,
So,
love the names that we have come up with
Yeah,
for
it's the best thing we've ever
different
done with our
grouping of
language.
animals.
Yeah.
It's so awesome.
They,
man.
they always make sense too.
Yeah, I just like when crows come around, you just leave. Man. It's a
murder.
It's a murder. It's like here's a murder. A murder's been committed.
What's
Where? Right there,
Oklahoma
those
State?
crows.
Oklahoma, they don't have an animal, I guess. They don't have a
They're the
no,
Cowboys.
The
They have
Cowboys.
they have
Peter Polk is his name.
They have
group of cowboys.
2/3 of their mascot is a human, and the
Yeah.
other's a giant head. It's a lot
K-State's-
like Willie the Wildcat.
Willie is terrifying because you see the arms and the legs, and you're like,
it's a
that's a
same with
man.
Pistol
It's a
Pete.
destruction of a man. That's what it is.
Yeah, you need a full costume. It's
So
Actually, they do have Bullet. Oklahoma State does. It's the horse that a cowgirl rides out on before that she leads the team out.
what's a group of horses called? Well, it's just a herd
a herd.
or a pack.
Yeah.
No, a deer's a herd.
Mustangs.
Huh. If you have a whole bunch of colts, it's a rag of colts.
Oh, I thought it was a 45. What if you had 45 of them?
You need 2 zigzags.
I see. The San Francisco 49ers mascot is named Sourdough Sam after the iconic bread that became popular in San Francisco.
But she's like sourdough bread long before this.
She
or
said
no? Or is
once
it
her
new?
no, it's a new thing. Once her Eras 2 is over, she is so into sourdough bread. That's all she's been baking is sourdough bread. Sourdough bread. 60% of the time is sourdough bread. Sourdough in San Francisco, Super Bowl 60. 60% of the time, and these Easter eggs are like the Zodiac Killer. I mean,
and 47 too.
And number 47, she dropped in multiple times at the San Francisco Eras Tour was the 47th stop. I mean, might as well just announce
How
it.
many stops does she have on that Eras Tour?
178. So
crap.
I just made that up. I think it was probably close to that. Like it was like in all these different countries.
What do we think
Now I gotta look that
is it a
up.
herd of Taylor Swifts? Like if you have
It's a
Herd
Swiftie.
of Swifties.
It's a Swiftie.
It's a mania of Swifties.
a mania of Swifties.
How many stops on the? Oh, look what fills in immediately. Eras Tour. How many stops on the 152?
You were really close.
Oh my God! Yeah, but I went over, so I lost. 152, 151. You know, I'm gonna go 100, 101. How does somebody not get
Did
punched?
she
when
go
that happens?
longer than a year?
It says 51 cities across 5 continents. It concluded in December 2024. The tour began March 2023.
So over a year
March
and
of
a half.
23 in Glendale,
Yeah.
Arizona. December 24 was when because she had the United States and then she had the non-United States, otherwise known as different countries and continents.
Okay, well, take that. Elton John had 330.
In
Over
his-
how long?
5 years. Elton John, I was laughing at this. Elton John's final farewell tour lasted
5 years.
so
5
long.
years farewell?
I saw him in Philly,
God, was he Brett Favre?
move back, and he just stopped doing it 2 years ago. That's how long the Elton John final tour was.
Yeah.
5 years, a lifetime.
He and Brett Favre had the same farewell tour, same number of years. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. We got the cuts coming up next.
Want to see more of The Zone? Watch the show live on the Sports Radio 810 WHB Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch.
Oh, yeah, tomorrow, baby. The rivalries, the marching bands, the upsets. You know, Saturdays, they just got a lot more fun because college football is back. It starts tomorrow. You think you know the game? Well, if you do, then put your knowledge to the test with DraftKings Sportsbook. Turn your picks into big payouts. If you know the game, why not get paid for knowing the game? DraftKings Sportsbook live betting, rivalry week, odds boosts, and more. DraftKings Sportsbook, everything you need to own every Saturday. And we'll see who owns Dublin, Ireland with K-State and Iowa State. Who owns the booth, besides David Booth, with KU and Fresno State tomorrow, week 0 underway. And then, of course, we are less than a week from week 1 starting as well. So I'll tell you what, here's something special for first-timers. New DraftKings customers bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code 810WHB. That's code 810WHB for new customers to get $300 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. In partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus, Kansas only. Eligibility restrictions apply. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
All right, we continue right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB, heading into the program, and then some pregame, and then some Chiefs, and then some KU tomorrow. 3 o'clock is when our coverage right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB starts for KU taking on Fresno State.
5:30 game?
Yeah,
That's a lot of
5:30.
pregame. I like it, okay.
Well, the network starts at 4, but we have our own little pregame starting at 3 o'clock. So they're taking on the entire state of Fresno.
There are five games tomorrow?
Yes.
Week 0, it seems like a term that's always been around, but we hear it a lot now.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Like walk-off was a term forever, but then about 10 years ago, we started using it all the time.
Right.
Why we just call it week 1?
So somebody...
Yeah, I feel like if there's...
Because there's only 5 games being played
the
on
more
week
and more
1.
games, though, if you get to 10 games, like, okay, this is week 1.
Yeah, so I don't remember the first time there was a week 0, but somebody said this is the first top 25 matchup of week 0 in 25 years. Like, we've had 25 years of
I
week
don't
0?
remember that.
Okay,
Like,
final thing before cuts.
Yeah.
Final
Final.
thing. Why is it round 1 for the college basketball NCAA March Madness tournament when only 4 games are
It's
being
not
played?
round
They
one,
don't
it's
do
a
it
playoff.
anymore. They
They
changed
did it for like 3
changed
years.
They
Yeah.
changed it because people
And now
were
they've
so
gone back
pissed.
and changed the record. Yeah.
The
We were
round
so
of
mad.
64 is now round 1 again.
The
Okay,
play-on
good. I
games
was
It
do
was so
count.
dumb to call it round 2. Yeah,
Yeah, I
so-
was so pissed. I
I don't think they call them play-in games, but they call it the first 4
Because they
or
still
whatever.
count them as NCAA wins.
Yes.
So it's like, oh, now every year there's 2 16 seeds that win. Oh, shut up. There's only been 2 16 seeds that have really won a tournament game. All right, so let's get the cuts. Let's see what happened this week. Drake, what do we have for...
You know what, Seren? I'm with you. Ryan Berger is going to be a 3. Let's just say it right now.
There you go.
Just to make you happy and make everyone in Kansas City.
Folded like a cheap card table.
Curtis, I prefer not to look at it as folding, but as knowing which battles to pick. And
That's exactly
and
right.
he makes it very easy when he's making the eyeglass argument.
Yeah.
If he wants to call Ryan Berger more than a 4 or 5 after 3 starts, maybe he is, maybe he will be. I'm not ready to make that leap yet.
How do you think I've made it 26 years?
I have no freaking clue.
Picking what battles to fight, man.
I'm right here, by the way, guys. I'm literally sitting right here.
Like, is he your work wife? Is that how you approach this?
He'd probably say I'm his.
We need to avoid fights. This is what I have to do as the rational one in the relationship.
Jeff, I'm the kid who has to sit there and listen to them yell at each other.
Yeah, you know what? Every now and then he just goes, "Stop fighting!"
choose your battles.
Whoa. Lebo just walked in here and grabbed my nuts.
Oh, Jesus. They're cashews. Those are not. Those are cashews.
You walked in here and grabbed my legumes, Lebo.
Please call HR.
I'm a big meat guy. Love meat.
Was that the same clip or a second?
I can't tell you. I don't know.
I don't
I'm not sure.
think so.
I'm not
he
sure.
did come in here and grab my nuts, though.
Yeah, like cashews.
Can we not be part of this kind of 3-way? Is that today?
That was today.
Hydromatic.
Yeah.
White grease lightning.
St. John.
Keep talking. Fuel injection cut up and go, baby, rods, yeah. Who'll get the money? Who'll get the money? We 4 speed on the floor, ever waiting at the door. You know that ain't no we'll be getting lots of grease lightning.
If I can't say it,
Words. I didn't say it.
if I can't say it, then
I thought you had I thought you might have had the edited version.
I should. I thought it was.
He can't get away from
I didn't realize that it dropped an S-bomb in the song.
What they do?
You did it to yourself.
in the
that
real
time.
song,
real
what
song.
they even say?
Of course, Garrick is going to drop. It's I didn't realize that in the real song it drops an S-bomb. I'm like, Grease Light, it came out in like 1850. You didn't curse on the radio then.
That was
in
inappropriate.
the talkies.
He's got a big bag of money under his desk, and he just keeps contributing to it.
He's got a big bag of something. I don't know if it's money, but it's there. Operate under a DBA.
Jake Wood.
Say we're playing a game because listen, Aer Lingus or whoever's bringing him over there. This is a big deal.
Oh, what?
What was that again?
That's,
What was that?
That's the,
Can you
is
say
that
that
the
on the
airline?
air?
I think I said it. I think that's who's sponsoring this. I think it's the airline.
What is it called?
You heard me say it, Aer Lingus. Isn't that who it is?
What do you do in your home, Todd? It's your business.
Gotta say,
Would
that
you
was-
bring it onto this radio
That was
station?
certainly cunning.
Oh, Curtis.
Well done, Curtis.
It is called Aer Lingus. It's AER. It's
Yeah,
Aer Lingus.
that's what it is.
It's the name of the.
Our lingus, your lingus.
It's, yeah, I'm not sure.
Aer lingus.
Strictly cunning.
Cunning.
Oof. All right, there you go. A little taste
really good.
of what took place this week. There you go. It was your cashews, though, by the way, Sterling, just so we're all on the same page.
Cashews are nuts, though, right?
Are they nuts or legumes? I mean, he came
They're
in here
legumes. I mean,
and
nuts are
grabbed
nuts.
a handful. I didn't even put him in his hand. He went in there and grabbed
This is one
them.
thing about Lebo. He will just dig his hand right in there.
I'm that guy, too.
Really?
I don't like that. Let me pour in your hands. Let me put it. Let me give my nuts to you.
Oh my! Stop, Steve! Stop! You! I could see that 10 seconds ago.
Yeah.
He was building up because
Yeah.
he started smiling like a child.
I'm
What
going to
are
be
you
in next week's
talking
Cats.
about?
He had
I'm gonna
a
be in next week.
he had a
I have no idea what you're
he
talking
had a
about.
Garrett
guys.
Dieter's favorite word eating grin on.